Testing, testing. Quiet down our music a little bit. You'll have to forgive me for a little bit. I tried to kill myself pushing Optiman's truck back into the driveway. Because we currently live on the frozen planet of Hoth. Gross, it's kind of been a while since we've done this. How's everybody doing on this lovely Saturday? The first Saturday of 2022. How's that? That's pretty interesting if you ask me. Holy crap, 38 months. Thank you very much, Socks. That's over 3 years. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it, seriously. I know I don't say that enough. My poor patrons, man. I have not updated that in way too long. It's on the list. It definitely is. Oh, man. Well, I mean, you've seen. There's been a lot of videos. Some with minor mistakes. Some with more editing than they should. But it's been a fun holiday season. Good to hear Noah. Good to hear Mackenzie. Good to hear Brittany. Yo, Big Walcom, I'm Dave of Florida Foam Wars. I hate to say it, I have not heard of you before, Dave. You better come see us this year. I don't find myself traveling all that often, and definitely not towards Florida. I'm on literally the farthest point away from you that's in the continental United States. You seem like you give hugs. Give good hugs? I've been told I give good hugs. I gotta know you, though. I ain't gonna touch randos, I'm sorry. Editing is a never-ending battle. I've gotten pretty freaking good at it this year, man. I'm really proud of how good I've gotten. Most of it is this monitor, because this monitor is basically cheating. This thing paid for itself pretty much instantly. But, man, I feel like I'm finally starting to get it down. Explorer, chill, bruh. Seeing too much of you lately. Buy me flowers first. Walcom, I think you really pulled through on the tag back, keeping the promise despite internet issues and other videos. Oh, it's been more than just internet issues. It's been a lot of things. I was never not going to do it at all. I always fully intended to do it. The only thing that became a problem was keeping it going daily on top of all the other things that I had to do. It was seriously getting in my way of doing regular content because, of course, doing a fully edited video, even if it's a little bit shorter, takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of energy out of me. So, we managed to pull through in the end. I'm not super happy with how the ending turned out, but it was an ending. And Tagback will return. I'm not going to keep it dormant for a year again. You will see more of it, I promise you that. But I'm going to be very careful of what kind of promises I make now, because originally it was only supposed to be 12 days of Tagback. And it turned into 25 on a whim, and man, people really held me to that one. And you rightfully should, honestly. What I don't understand is how come all the people, and by all the people I mean like the 3 or 4 I think are all the same person, or they're all in the same Discord group. They all have the same wording and terminology and things they say that were harassing me, even though I had already been working on it for a good 4 days straight, have not given me a single apology for, you know, going on through with that one. So it's a little strange. They shut up almost instantly, and I have not seen them since that day. I'm sure they're somewhere complaining that I was late for a couple of days or something like that. And, you know, you can make that excuse, but I said it was the month of tag back and I got it in the month. So I hate to be that petty, but it had to be done. JL Systems as a new member, thank you very much for joining us. You get a beautiful dart next to your name that evolves the longer that you're a supporter of the channel. And you start off with a normal elite dart, then it evolves into a mega dart, and it goes up from there. That dart is visible on any comment section you have on my channel, so it's a good way to stand out from the rest of the comments. And of course, you get access to a bunch of cool emotes during the live streams. So thank you very much. Homely is the one of the longest, probably literally day one. That's insane. I can't believe it's been around. We've been doing this for over 3 years now. It's insane.
I got a HG Char's Zaku 2 for Christmas. It's my first Gunpla. What's your favorite model you've ever built? Loved your recent videos, by the way.
High grade Zaku 2, very good. Very much a good starter point for you. I happen to like Xeon suits a lot more than building most of the Federation suits. I do like Federation grunt suits though. My favorite type of Gunpla to build are real grades. They're a bit like, you know, hard to build, but they are pretty fun for me. I like all the small, intricate moving parts. My favorite one I've ever built. I got a backlog going too, and there's still more Gunpla I want. Probably, as basic as it's gonna sound, the real grade Titans Gundam. That was a real fun one for me. I really liked that kit. I mean, it's a little rough on the breathing, Fallon, but I'm doing okay. How about you? Turn down the gain just a little bit. It was in the first week. I think McDoyle beat me to the first. How you do Gunpla 2, my favorite 30-minute... I haven't done any of those yet, Sai. It's on my list. I just haven't really seen them. And I don't really... I'll wait till I see a cheap one, buy it, and kind of gauge how much I like them. Thank you very much, Lee Shoemaker, for the $1 super chat. And, of course, Ty for the $2 super chat. Or donation, I'm sorry. Wacom should make another video review on the monorail. I don't typically re-review things. That's usually not good for the algorithm. Well, thank you, Vohomit. I hope to do way more modding in 2022. You guys haven't really seen it, but like behind the scenes, Dr. Flux has kept things going. Like, I mean, he doesn't help me with like editing or anything like that. That's still all me. But when it comes to doing the other stuff, especially the more adulting kind of stuff, he's been invaluable, and I cannot ever thank him enough. Seriously, go subscribe to Dr. Flux. Do it. He and his spawn came over and helped basically redo. Those of you that have seen the studio before, it's still a bit messy, but now all the shelving is over there. And that whole space is opened up, and this is all going to get redone over here. But we've done a complete, like, it's hours of work redoing the entirety of the studio. It opens up some new challenges. Like, I don't exactly know where I'm going to put my my workbench and my paint booth and stuff now, but we'll figure it out. It's gonna be fun though. I think this is a much better setup. I just need to finish the dart catch. The dart catch is like the #1 thing that is like in my way right now. More mods, sign me up. I actually found the footage. I saved it. I have the original footage for when I was working on the pistoled short dart MA40. I still have all the cuts and everything like that. It's hilarious. Wacom, you kept me from leaving the hobby, and I thank you for it. I owe you so much, but this is all I can give. That is more than enough, Jail Systems. Thank you very much for the super chat. Seriously.
Wacom, you kept from leaving the hobby, and I thank you for it. I owe you so much, but this all I can give.
Do you still hate Rival, Wacom? I don't particularly like Rival. I mean, it's okay for what it is. It's not my preferred. I like one shot, one tag, and Rival doesn't really do that. Hey, Arc10. Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. I'm not going to say we're back, but we're at least going to hit the first Saturday of the year. I'm still a little indifferent on the streaming thing. I don't know. It's been a rough rough past couple of months. Walcom, what would you say is the best shoulder stock for the Firefly? I really like that folding one that I had on the black and orange one I showed off on the video. That folding one works really good. It's like the perfect length. SFA, thank you very much we got members. I never push the membership thing ever, but I really appreciate you guys joining. It's always one of those things. I wonder if I should do like a member only.
Just a reminder to use the Streamlabs link instead of a super chat.
Then I'd have to do more.
Walcom gets more money and gets it faster.
Only you wonderful shill you. I love you. I hope the New Year's been kind to you, Homely. First time catching a stream. Love the atmosphere. Also been vibing in your Discord server. You have an awesome community and I love your content. Well, thank you very much, Mittens. That is the best thing that you could say to a content creator is I love your content and your community is awesome. What do you think of the worker prophecy? It's a little less desirable nowadays, but it's still really good. If you want you want something different that's highly customizable that will still hit, 250 FPS potentially, I think the prophecy is that. It's going to take a lot of money though. Has your internet issues been resolved? Sorta. So we still have to talk to the company about lowering our rates. And I was told that might not be possible because it's like way too early since the contract started for them to renegotiate the contract. But I guess we were just expecting more when we had all these grand ideas for the studio, and things have kind of fallen apart. It's mostly just Flux, Lucha, and I, once again, trying to bumble our way through this. As you can see, I've gotten a lot of sponsors, and I hope that continues. If that does continue, hey, guess what? Internet's not a problem anymore. But the bill is still there. We still have to pay that. I hope to cut the bill in half. That's still too much, but I hope to cut the bill in half. We will see if that is possible. If it is not possible, we will have problems. Because trying to pay $3,600 or whatever a month is kind of ridiculous. It's not a very feasible thing, but not for one person. We're slowly getting to this point where I am outgrowing what one person can accomplish for a channel that puts out as much content in the quality of the content that gets put out. I pride myself on putting out content that is typically above those around me, and I pride myself on my ability to quickly come up with content. But the issue with that is, if I'm not having a good day, if I'm not feeling good, it's hard to get in front of a camera. A lot of people don't understand that. That's why some videos seem better than others. That's just the rules of how content creation goes. I don't have the benefit of hiding behind, B-roll footage and writing a script, because as I've tried that, I was called out for being like, wow, this feels like an infomercial, Walcom, I hate this video, blah, blah, blah. So I'm still doing the face to the camera stuff with a bit more B-roll. Now that's a little bit more of a problem. As you've probably noticed, I am doing my best at the moment to shift away from doing anything outside the studio. And I feel really bad about that, because there were people who were really excited for like the return of range testing. And I do really like range testing. In fact, we're one of the only channels that really did it. Like, we had proper markings and proper editing to where you can kind of see, even though it would defocus a lot. I still had physical markings on the screen where you can see where darts hit. You can get a decent idea, but that was always a band-aid solution. We want to build an actual range because we have the property space for it. But we live in Washington. Washington is not great for outdoor activities most of the year. It rains all the time. It's always cold, always miserable. I live near the coast now, and so we do get typically a little bit more weather than normal than I used to when I lived more inland, when I lived in Chehalis. But being able to shoot virtually all of my content in the studio saves, I want to say, about 30% of the effort. Dragging all my camera equipment downstairs, going outside and picking up darts and doing all that kind of stuff takes a lot more time and energy than you would think. It also is that disconnect between me just like on fire, rattling off a video, talking to the camera, getting everything good, and then having to restart all of that after lugging everything around outside. And then I usually would take a break after that because I'm tired, then try to think of something else to come up with to talk about for the video, and then finalize the video with the second half. Now it's a lot easier because I literally have tripods set up in areas where I can kind of just easily pick up my camera, like take my camera off the tripod, put it on a different tripod and stuff like that. And that massively improves my workflow. The problem I'm having right now is that I don't have good backdrops for B-roll. That's something that I want to finalize. I want to get 2 possibly backdrops. And the only thing I don't like right now that I absolutely hate and I don't know how I'm going to deal with is that those blankets hanging from the ceiling is sound deadening. And I don't know how to fix that right now. I want to get rid of it, but I literally can't. So I'm confused on how to combat that at the moment. We will find out. That's 2021 was all about building up, and while I didn't hit my goal that I wanted, I am very pleased and more than humbled by the performance of the channel. That goes without saying. We literally, I want to say, I think it was like August of 2020 that we hit 100K, and about a year, we almost doubled that. We went from, you know, me by my lonesome, basically almost giving up on everything, to all these people surrounding me and kind of building everything back up and inspiring me to keep going. And I think it's worked out. Will we survive, doing a whole channel and everything in 2022? That remains to be seen. But I'm definitely not done. I have a lot more ideas I want to put out there, and I really hope at some point we can break through the glass ceiling and really get our content out there and grow this hobby like none other. And it's cool because also in 2021 we saw a lot of new content creators like step up and come out of nowhere, and there's always more and more people doing more and more interesting things, and that's the coolest part. It's always scary because, of course, somebody good comes along is going to supplant everybody, and that's how life goes. That's why you got to stay on your feet, keep trying new things, and keep always improving. Can't ever get complacent, but it's cool to see how far we've come.
To my favorite Nerfer, your enthusiasm is never taken for granted. You have been my favorite ever since I first watched you several years ago, and you are one of the few people that both me and my girlfriend can agree are genuinely entertaining. Godspeed.
Thank you, SFA. Thank you. That means a lot. Things have been hard, and I never expected at all to get to where we are. It feels like the answer is always simple, right? But picking up everything, moving, and then trying to get a system down to work when you already had a system that you've been using for years, finding a way to make everything turn out, and then finally hitting your stride and doing your best to keep up momentum. It's been a wild ride, and I'm very glad that you still find what I do here in what we do here, really, because I'm not by myself. I'm really thankful that you find that entertaining, especially your girlfriend. That's like the highest marking that I can get, because man, I've shown my analytics on the gender split, and yeah, it's a sausage fest. It's not unexpected, but it's funny, and so that kind of stuff always makes me happy. We need more female nerfers out there, and I'm definitely not the one to organize that kind of stuff. Most people see me, they just immediately tune off. Botting Nerf Rival for 4 years, and I have a spare double Hellfire shotgun to paint pink and logo on both sides, placing on an altar to salute. Okay, Baphomet. I bought the limited edition Wacom Firefly, and I'm so excited. I really hope those turn out. Like, I had mine. I worked fine. little things have come up. I know somebody ordered one. I don't remember if it was a Wallcom edition, but they were missing their freaking extractor. If you have a problem with your blaster, please reach out to Monkey Mods. I know for a fact they have great customer service because I bought from them for like 2 years before they ever reached out to me at all. I don't think they knew who I was. I have full marks. I vetted Monkey Mods. It's been fine. And I'm more than thankful that they like collaborated with this whole shotgun thing. And it's one of my favorite blasters of all time. If I have the materials, I will run that thing till the end of days. So almost everything that I get from you guys buying those shotguns is going back into Monkey Mods to get, well, more shotguns and get shells and lots of the miniature rifle rounds, which I found those to work a lot better than the Vulcan rounds. I think it's because they have like a texturing on them instead of just being flat, like, you know, rubber spheres or foam spheres. These ones are like miniature rifle rounds as they're dubbed. I like them. I just hope that there's no issues, because every time somebody has a problem with it, it comes back on me, and it's really I've got people like, I now turned into the person who diagnoses Firefly issues. Yeah! I got a friend who's going to be showing up here in a couple of days, and they bought a Firefly, and it doesn't have an extractor, and even though they printed one out, it still doesn't work. It's like, well, I'm kind of an expert, so that's what I get for trying to make a guide. Hey, Wallcom, is there such a thing as a good sticky dart? I would say the Air Warrior sticky darts were really good. It do be a sausage fest. My viewership is 100% male. Oh, I know for a fact my wife watches my videos, so. Monkey Mods has been around for a hot minute. I think they popped up around the same time as Foam Blast. I didn't buy anything from them until, I want to say the Firefly was one of the first things I ever bought from them. TBT, you don't have to help, like, financially supporting the channel isn't always the best thing. Watching the videos in their entirety, liking them, hitting that share button, stuff like that, that's the way that helps the channel more than you'd ever think. That's funny, SFA. What do you think is the best Nerf brand pistol and why? When not modded and not rival. What about Hyper? Because honestly, the Mach 1 or the Mach 40 is still a really good pistol, especially with like how much ammo it holds. It's not perfect, not by a long shot, but high capacity and something that can still hit over 100 FPS. Yeah, the Hyper Mach 40 is pretty good. Otherwise, see, the problem with Nerf pistols that are unmodded is that they're all essentially worse versions of existing blasters. It's a little bit different when you get something that can be modded, and pistols are typically easier to mod, although they're always usually lower on the performance marks because they have obviously less internal space to work and have bigger plunger tubes and stuff like that. But there's still a lot of really good pistol mods out there, of Chronos and so forth. I'm struggling to think of like a really super good, like amazing stock pistol from Nerf that isn't like the Fortnite 6-shooter, the Mach 40, some kind of front loader, you know what I mean? Well, thank you, Foam Flinger. The Rush 40 can get even better too. You can convert it to fire 50 cal foam balls with just brass and tape. You might be onto something there, Jolt. I didn't really think about that. We got to get our Lucha on that. Lucha and I have a mod that we want to do. He kind of found one thing by accident, doing what Lucha does, shoving things into things. And from there, I found some more stuff, and we got a great idea for like a very silly mod that I want to get done. But it's gonna be it's gonna be a little while, I think. You just sold me on the Mach 40. Well, you should be able to find one for like under 20 bucks by now, I'd think. Sorry, trying to read. I'm trying to align my hormone so I can breathe properly and not like wheeze into the mic, and also like keep up with questions and try to come up with my own topics to talk about. Just finished watching the tag back compilation. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for putting in the effort. Thank you very much for watching it. I know that's not the optimal way of putting out content, but I thought that was safer than putting out literally like 17 videos at once. What I'm probably going to do in the near future is I'm starting to releasing like one a day. As of right now, those videos do not exist edited outside of that movie, but you can painfully see that I filmed those in a way that they can be easily broken up. Thank you, Dorian. Is there going to be a studio iceberg turn? When it's done, I will do a tour of it, Nitty. Welcome. Have you been in touch with the guy that made your bullpup retaliator? So my bullpup retaliator is his bullpup retaliator. I have the one that I did the video on, the blue and black one. He sent that off to Lucha, who then sent it off to me, as well as the Jank Blade. I have not really spoken to John in a very long time, but he did send those blasters off to me. They are on the wall. I may do a video on both of them in the future. What is your favorite food? Sushi. I love sushi. That is my favorite food. Oh yeah, they're about the only thing keeping the shelves at Wally World from being empty. Man, that sucks. I can't wait for... That's the thing. It's like, so I don't know anybody else who's ever got like money on Christmas and then they go out to try to buy stuff and all the shelves are empty. It sucked as a kid. It was always horrible. Now you can buy stuff online, so it's less horrible. And now I'm kind of waiting on a lot of different things because I still need to find more Fortnite flares because I want to start modding those. I have seen a picture, I believe it was in Taiwan, where the new Nerf rival AccuStrike series, I guess is what we're going to call it, is on shelves there. So I assume it will be here within probably by the end of the month, maybe late February. Then I'm waiting for Beyblade Quad Drive to hit shelves. I know it hasn't been reviewed all that great, but I still want to check it out because it seems okay. And it's the only way I'm going to get Ilya's Magma Ifrit, I believe is what they call it. Yeah, there's a couple of things that I'm waiting on, but really, I guess the true thing is Toy Fair? Because Toy Fair is apparently still happening. I was surprised. I forgot Toy Fair was a thing, and I checked on it, and Toy Fair is apparently, even with the Omicron Persei 8 variant destroying the world, and I know for a fact, like, I believe Seattle Tacoma International Airport now holds like the world's record of most canceled flights, but apparently the Toy Fair is still happening. I did apply. I may go to Toy Fair at the end of February. I have no idea what I'm doing. I really hope I can get some guidance and some help. I tried to talk to Buff Daddy because he's a veteran, but I also have no idea what I'm doing. I've never flown to a massive, like the biggest city in the frickin' country and tried to navigate it by myself. I think I may have one cohort come along with me, but I have to clear that I can get more than one badge to go into the place for such occasions. So I'm not saying for certain yet, but it's I'm really hoping that we can maybe do something fun like that. That's kind of like the idea of like what all the sponsorships are trying to pay for. It's not just internet. It's definitely trying to get more cool things like going to Toy Fair happening. There is also Jared's Epic Blaster Battle, is it 7? I think that is Also happening in...
I'm here, fear not all.
Thank you, McDoyle. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. And thank you very much for the 10 ducats, sir. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen you. It's been a while since I've live streamed. That's entirely my fault, though. I'm definitely considering... I am invited to use... or to go to Jared's Epic Blaster Battle 7, and I've confirmed that I will go as long as things are taken care of, and it looks like things are taken care of. That's kind of that. I don't really have anything super planned. I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the year, especially with the way the pandemic's going. For all I know, I'm going to die tomorrow from some evolution of coronavirus, so I try not to think about it too much. Do you still use L-Chan? It is still one of my favorite blasters I've ever built, and she still works flawlessly. Well, thank you, Viet Ste. Yeah, apparently Toy Fair is still happening, Brickosaurus. Did Walcom play Parasite Eve this Christmas? No, I did not play Parasite Eve. Was I supposed to play Parasite Eve? I think I've played it once back in the past for a couple of minutes. My cousin had it. How were my New Year's Eve festivities? There was basically just eating dinner, drinking, and I played a bit of Shin Megami Tensei 5 because I haven't had a lot of time to play that, and I wanted to play more of it. Would you ever do a fan meetup? We have basically every event I go to is a fan meetup, so... We need to see Low Blow back and finish. I actually have no idea where Low Blow or the Bullpup pistol, the MA40, is. I really wish I knew where they were, because I cannot find them. I'm a little worried about it. Hey, Walcom, you got the vintage Nerf detonator. I have one in package, so it's a practically cursed item. I won't be shocked if Toy Fair gets canned. I don't think they can do that, Mittens. I at this point, because companies pay a lot of money to set up these events, I don't think they can cancel it that quickly. I don't know when last year's Toy Fair was canceled, but I feel like it was canceled in like November. At this point, we're way too close to it, I think. The planned location for Toy Fair is just 3 hours from my house. You live around New York? Will we get more tag back? I will do more tag back, yes. It's not going to be, like, you know, super regular thing, but I will do more of it. Huh. Well, good to know. It's also hard to, like, visualize, because, like, everything on the East Coast is so close together, and it's hard to, like, realize how close it is, because, like, what? We have the entirety of the West Coast, at least in the U.S., is 3 states. California covers 65% of it. Can the barrel break be modded in any way? I did a video on Bobo's Panther shotgun that I bought, which is made out of a barrel break, and you could do a spring upgrade and probably brass barrels. Well, if you want to do a tag on it for some reason, hit me up. I've got one in decent condition. Okay, well, thank you very much, Jolt. That's one of those blasters that's, like, impossible to do a tag back on and, like, by itself, but I could always do, like, a bulk review. I tried to throw some similar things together when I was doing tag back. So, hey, John. Congrats on getting the 25 tag backs put out. Not gonna lie, I had to watch it in multiple stages. That's to be expected. That was not an easy task, but that was the best way I could think of getting everything together. Exactly, Mittens. That's what it feels like when people are like, I have no idea what the concept of, like, what West Virginia to like Washington D.C. is. Like I'd have to look at a map and go, oh, okay, they're not that far away, or oh, they're too far away, that kind of thing. It's like if I want to drive to LA, it's like, ugh. It's an all-day ordeal. Like 18 hours, I think. Actually, it might be more like 21 hours. I'm not sure on the top of my head. If you flew into JFK, I don't think there was one where it's like 7 minutes from, or 7 miles from the Toy Fair, the building. There's another airport. I don't remember what it was. What are we doing? We're chilling. Good to know, Lucha. Uriel, wait, you weren't already I thought you were a channel member. Vancouver, British Columbia, Seattle is 2.5 to 3 hours, including border wait. Yeah, I haven't been to Vancouver in years. My passport's most likely expired by now. Actually, I'm almost certain it is. If Tag Back the movie was on Rotten Tomatoes, it'd be 100%. Ha! Ha! What was the nicest hotel you've been in? There was one that we stayed at in San Jose. That was really nice for Ragnarok Oktoberfest. Luchathor was with me. LaGuardia. That might have been it. I was like gonna just try to take an Uber. That was like my man. I don't want to drive in New York. Are you freaking kidding me? I'd get killed. So it takes 25 minutes to drive 10 miles in New York. Wow. What day/time are you planning on going to Toy Fair? If we do go, which I was talking to actually Luchathor about going with me. We would go probably Thursday to Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. Which is like, ugh. That's a long time. That's a lot of hotel. So, did you want a full Huntsman 50? I have 2 of them now. Keep in mind that I did buy a large collection recently. It included a Huntsman, another one. So, thank you very much for the offer. Maverick tag back? I will do a Maverick tag back at some point. Obviously. Hey, Ed. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. I actually have a lot of my Holy Grail blasters. I'm sure there's still others that are escaping me off the top of my head, but yeah. That actually sounds better than my rat hole town. It took 1 hour round trip to get food on Friday because of the New Year's rush. Yeah, I could believe it. You know, driving around here because of all the snow and everything. It's kind of weird. Because, like, we got that last snowstorm that hit me when I was in Chehalis in, like, what was that, March or April? Which is kind of on par for course for Washington. But we got, like, an early, like, pretty harsh snowstorm. I actually, like, when I was like, oh, it's gonna snow, looking at my phone, and my phone was like, yeah, it's gonna snow for, like, 3 hours. I'm like, okay, it's not gonna be anything. Woke up to it's like a freaking blizzard. And that killed everything. Like, even the wife going to work and stuff like that, it's been pretty, like, they basically, she'd go to work and they'd shut everything down after like 3 hours because not enough people can come in. It'd take me an hour to get there and back to get her to work. Driving in New York City is better than driving in Boston. I hate driving in Boston. I mean, I still can't quantify that, McDoyle. I'd have to compare it to Seattle driving, and I have bad anxiety when driving in general. I just don't like lots of cars around me. It makes me feel trapped. I don't like it. Get a mod of Maverick to be direct plunger. People do it with Night Finders. I've been having fun driving in the snow. Danger Ranger for the win. Yeah, I mean, this is the second year I've had the Volt to drive in the snow, and the Volt is iffy driving in the snow. It's not great. It's been okay. I haven't had, you know, the hardest part has been getting in and out of the driveway. Portland or Seattle? Portland is easier to drive through. I've never really stayed much in Portland. I feel like Portland's way smaller than Seattle. I have a worker prophecy, which was my dream blaster for a while. My holy grails are the Vulcan and the Stampede, and they are non-existent in my country. That sucks, because they're so common here, Foxy. Hey, Bishop, nice to see you. Thanks for coming out. Boston has a ton of one-way streets. I mean, that must be a problem with, like, old cities or something like that. Hey, GFO. I have a CVS 2500. That's not exactly a holy grail. I still need to get a Monster XL. That is a holy grail for me. Monster XL. I would love to complete, like, all of the 90s to, like, 2002 Super Soakers. We're getting there. There's a lot of them, but I feel like I'm pretty close. I have a CPS 2500. I have a CPS 2000. I have a CPS 3000 and the backpack, but I don't have the hose. But I looked online and they weren't that expensive. What else? There's like a 3500, I think. There's a lot of them that have like backpacks. Those are kind of the biggest issues. You have a Monster XL? Is it in good condition? You're talking about the double-barreled one, right? Because I have 2 Monster X's. And I thought I'd get the 2 Monster X's and then I'd be able to build the Monster XL. No, that's not how real life works. Do you have the 1996 Mad Hornet? Yes, in the box, in fact. I have done a tag back on it. What is my favorite blaster? We'll go with the Firefly tonight. Brickosaurus, that's just a channel on this app called Pretzel. It's built into OBS.
I've had, still have, the Patreon. YT member now. Hashtag double dip, hashtag tag talk 2.0.
Oh, yeah, I should probably, we were, tongue twister. Jang and I were talking about doing more tag talk, but we're going to do it kind of like the same thing, but different. That just got kind of, I mean, everything's kind of fallen apart recently. I'll have to hit him up and see if he's still up for it.
Where is full frontal? Also fully modded out a long shot.
And a link. I didn't know you could post links in my donation thing. Where is full frontal? It is not complete. It is up on a wall. I would have to redo a lot of the stuff because I bought all that cool stuff for it, like the roller trigger, the rolling catch, like basically everything I could to max it out. But it's just like there's so much to work on there and I just haven't done it. So I will hopefully get that finished sometime in the future, completely done. There's 3D printed parts that I have to edit, like I have to cut them physically because they were bought for a non-modded long shot. So I do plan on finishing that at some point. It's definitely a conversation starter, not so much of like a functional blaster. Yes, it's a Gundam character. Do you know Drac personally? We have talked. Do you think Nerf will finally make something good this year? I think Nerf makes at least one good thing every year. I just hope they make more than one good thing. I really liked the Select. I think the one issue the Select has, which is the very ease of the magazines moving back and forth, I think that's easily fixable. I almost think that could be fixed with like a spring-loaded indent added somewhere in the pumping section. Because I don't think, I'd have to go grab mine and test, but I don't think you can wiggle the mags back and forth with that pump still locked in one position. But The Select was definitely, I don't, why has the Select not really been modded? I don't understand. Are there any good double dealer mods? No, but I think you could make one good, Pepsi. It has a very big plunger tube on it. You would have to single it, but I think it can be done. I think you can make a pretty ballin', like, rampage out of a double dealer. That's never stopped us in the past, Jolt King. Do you think Nerf will ever make a pro line like Primetime Toys? No. I wouldn't say never, but I don't think they will. See, the problem with like the idea of Nerf making like a pro line that uses like short tarts and stuff like that is that Nerf themselves are worried about their line like causing harm. They don't like the idea. If you notice, like, even though Rival hits harder, the only reason it hits harder is because the rounds are like, they're virtually impossible to cause damage with compared to foam darts. Short darts and whatnot can cause damage. And the idea of like one Nerf, like putting something out there that could cause damage, because like, oh, let's buy Timmy a Nerf gun. Little Timmy's Nerf gun now puts, you know, a hole through a vase or something in the house because it hits 150 FPS. Parents aren't going to like that. They're going to complain. That still happens, obviously. Somebody will go on and buy like a Dart Zone, you know, Max Striker or something like that. Call it a Nerf gun because it's a Nerf gun. And little Timmy will still put a hole through a vase in the house through grandma's ashes or something like that and cause problems. And it will still reflect badly on Nerf, which is why I think whatever Nerf is trying to do to protect their image, I think is completely pointless, because in the grand eye of everybody who exists, everything's a Nerf gun. That's why, like, I get a lot of comments where people are like, why are you putting Nerf in the like, you know, why are you putting Nerf in the title and in the description and in the thumbnail when it's not a Nerf blaster? And the answer is because if I don't, you don't know what it is. If I put Nerf in the thumbnail, for instance, you know immediately, just looking at the thumbnail, what it's going to shoot. And Nerf is a heck of a lot, like, more, first off, search engine optimized, and second of all, better than blaster, foam dart blaster, everything. Like, we don't have a word. It's not fair, because, like, airsoft is a term. But airsoft is not made by Airsoft. John Airsoft does not make airsoft. Airsoft is, like, hundreds of different companies together making one product. That's kind of how we're treating Nerf, because we don't have a better way to go about it. That being said, Airsoft doesn't have like a super easy logo or anything like that, because I don't think there's like a chair of Airsoft that, you know, controls everything. That's one of the reasons why it's like, it's really easy. Like when I did the Fire Rat, the S200, I'm going to put Nerf in the thumbnail, because without it, you're going to be like, is that a gel ball blaster? Is that a paintball marker? Is that an airsoft gun? Is it one of those rubber bullet shooters? No, it's a Nerf gun. It shoots cut down Nerf darts. It's a Nerf gun. Like, I don't know what else to tell. Like, I can sit here, you can argue pedantics all you want. It's not actually Nerf. I'm tired of it. I've been doing this for 6-7 years. I'm tired of having this argument, because at the end of the day, I'm the one with the YouTube channel. I know what I have to do to get things to happen. I'm not trying to clickbait people. It's just like, yes, it's a foam dart shooter or a Nerf gun. You go to grandma, you show her a Buzzbee thing, she's gonna go, oh, like, nice Nerf gun. You show grandma Dart Zone, nice Nerf gun. It's the same thing as when like parents called PlayStations Nintendos and Xboxes Nintendos for years. And as a kid, you always went, it's actually an Xbox, jeez. It's dumb. It's a stupid, pointless argument that does nothing but waste everybody's time and oxygen. It's not a big deal. Until we have a better name, that's what's gonna happen. Everything, I was like, I'm not gonna grab a gel ball shooter and call it a Nerf. I may make the title be like, is this better than Nerf? Because my channel's primarily around Nerf, and I kind of need that thing to latch onto in order to get the videos out there. But yeah, does it make sense? Am I making any sense whatsoever? It's both a crutch and a curse. As an airsoft tuber, I feel that we'll end up getting banned. There are too many legs pulling in too many directions. Unison is the route to survival. FDG, foam dart gun, would be a useful term. It doesn't have millions upon millions of search engine optimizations behind it. That's the problem. That's the issue at the end of the day. Like, if you want a new term like Dartsoft or something to come around, that's great. Show me a channel that has millions upon millions of views without using Nerf anywhere in the title. The newest, Dartsoft pistol, like, get millions of views on that and then come back to me. Like, at the end of the day, I have a stupidly high internet bill to pay, so I gotta do what I can. The Nerf Online community is toxic. The smallest imperfections heavily criticized. I just think it's because a lot of these people are like self-righteous kids. A lot of them are. A lot of these people are like pretty like lawful, good, or, freaking kids that like they always have to do the right thing because that's like, and it's not even like it's the wrong thing. It's just like there's no there's no gray area. It's always black and white. Do you have the Secret Strike AS1? I do. I have several of them. I'd like to complete that set at some point, too. 38 more years and the Nerf copyright expires. That's never going to happen. Dartsoft has a pretty nice ring to it. I agree. A lot of people didn't like that name because it's too close to Airsoft. And our hobby has this ridiculously... And I understand where a lot of it come from, to be perfectly honest. I don't want to regurgitate a lot of things, but I guess it's been a while since I've talked about this. Our hobby has like the biggest hate boner for airsofters, and I, as a content creator, I can understand why. Because if you're a content creator, the hundreds upon thousands of comments that you get, like over the years, of like just people like, this is so dumb, play airsoft, get a real gun, go shoot your friends with airsoft, go shoot your friends with real guns. All these dumb comments from people that have no idea. And it's really insufferable. And yeah, airsoft has their bad eggs. Every community has bad eggs, and if you try to say that our community is more holy and just than airsoft, you're freaking blind. Our community is super freaking toxic. One of the issues with that is it's so freaking small, and we need to hopefully improve that. But unfortunately, we do weird things like label a slur for the entirety of the airsoft community because we don't like a couple of bad eggs. When in reality, I'm sure there's a lot of people who do airsoft that would like what we do. But they probably have the same idea that like, oh, Nerf is for kids. They have no clue that things like, Dart Zone Pro exists or anything like that. They don't know what it feels like to shoot a 250 FPS foam dart blaster. And I can assure you that it's a hell of a lot more fun for me to shoot a 250 FPS foam dart blaster than it is to shoot a 250 FPS airsoft gun. Foam darts are just majestic. They are so much fun to fire. There's so many inherent limitations with foam darts as an ammo. It is hilarious to try to overcome them. You have to arc shots. You have to do all these crazy things to make like even high performance Nerf matter. 300 FPS Nerf, people are like, oh my God, just play airsoft at that point. Dude, 300 FPS Nerf in my opinion is super fun. 200 is kind of like my new, like, I think 200 is awesome. You can still get flywheelers to hit that hard. You can certainly get most springers to hit that hard, and it's super fun. The engagement ranges are like perfect. You can still dodge darts. There's so many fun things you can do. Meanwhile, I have a $200 airsoft rifle that's like, oh wow, I pointed at the screen, I pull the trigger, and it hits exactly where I was aiming with a small BB. Oh, do I have a Barrett 50 cal airsoft gun? Guess what? It shoots a 6mm foam BB that weighs maybe 38 grams or 0.38 grams or whatever it is. It's like there's a completely different beast. You got to remember that a foam dart is massively larger than a small plastic BB. They weigh a lot more. But my number one reason why I don't really like airsoft, why I don't really like paintball, why I don't really like gel ball or rifle is that having all this ammo on tap and super quick to refill kind of ruins almost everything for me. Airsoft is extremely bad about that because you can, even if you have like, oh, look at me, I'm super major Call of Duty guy. I could have been into the real military, but I was just too good for them. So I play Airsoft so I can keep up my tactical operator status. And I practice day in and day out with my Airsoft because I'm legally not allowed to have firearms. But anyway, I have the Airsoft and I have all my gear and I'm super tactical and I have realistic capacity Airsoft mags. Guess what, dumbass? You still can carry tens of thousands of rounds of Airsoft on you, and you still load your Airsoft magazines using a little plastic syringe where you just go squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Okay, there's my magazine, 25 rounds, ready to go. It's dumb. It's stupid. I hate it. If you like Airsoft and stuff like that, that's fine. It's not for everybody. Obviously, just like Nerf is not for everybody. I personally don't like that. I'm not talking down to you for enjoying it, because there's a lot of reasons to enjoy Airsoft. It's some of the only ways you'll ever get replicas of firearms you're never going to own. And that in itself is a really cool prospect. There's dozens of Airsoft guns I want because I will never be able to own the physical firearm they are representing. And it's fun. Shooting people inherently, like with things that don't actually cause harm, like it's a skill. Like target shooting and stuff is a skill. So being able to have a way to practice that kind of stuff against other players and being competitive in a safe environment, it's fun. Nerf does the same thing, but you get much larger engagement ranges with Airsoft. You have a whole bunch of extra things you can do with Airsoft. There's a reason why people like it. And I'm totally on board with you on that one. I personally, even though I will play Airsoft, I gravitated towards Nerf because modifying and making those little foam darts be as accurate as possible at the longest range as possible, that's what's fun for me. I don't blatantly label all airsofters with a slur because I don't think that's a good thing to do. Same thing with paintballers. Paintball is the one I really don't like, man. I've never liked paintball. I've owned paintball markers. I've been paintballing like 2 or 3 times in my entire life. I don't like paintball. But that's another thing. Like, there are people who absolutely love paintball. It's whatever. Everybody has their own niche. Some people just like everything. That's fine too. I don't have the budget to like everything. I don't have the time to like everything. But I do love my Nerf. And like I said, I have an airsoft rifle that I absolutely freaking love. I plan on doing a video on it. Point is, I can't find my airsoft ammo, the specialty high performance weighted rounds that I had. I can't find the bottle anywhere. So either I have to buy another one online, which I bought this in person, or, yeah, I don't know. I did a video on the Swift as an Airsoft channel, one of the first most viewed videos on there. It's absolutely crossover between Nerf and Airsoft. Exactly. So, hey, community, can we stop just pooping all over Airsofters every chance we get because we're angry at them? That doesn't solve problems. Thanks. Oh, yeah, no, 300 FPS will hurt on Nerf. Of course it will. But most of the time, you're going to be wearing gear. Those Airsoft grenade launchers are completely different beasts. God, that's one of the things I love the most about Airsoft. The Goblin. God, the Goblin Deuce. I still want a Goblin Deuce so badly. If I had the chance to do, Airsoft, how some other people do it, I'd love to have one of those grenade launchers just packed to the brim and then a shotgun on top of that. If you're using gel ball blast, you have to charge gas every 330 rounds or so. Yeah, but that's not, I don't think, or are you doing gas blowback? I don't really know the terminology. That could be gel ball blaster for all I know. Either way, the point I'm trying to make is that not every single airsoft gun is going. I don't know. Is there literally places where you can only use a specific type of airsoft? I know there's FPS caps, but I'm talking you really go to we only allow green gas here. You can't use springers. You can't use AGs. Green gas only. Is that a thing? Like, I can understand, like, some people wanting to do that for, like, milsim, but... And doesn't that break your immersion? If you're doing, like, milsim and you're having to change or charge the cartridge every once in a while? Airsoft is kind of boring to me because it's slow and I get hurt. And I get it, but I'd rather be playing Insurgency and join. Okay, I don't quite understand that comment, Noah. Maybe I can help connect you with a big name in Airsoft. I'm not looking to connect with a big name in Airsoft. I'm not worried about that. What is a slur for Airsoft? They call them air simps, mil simps, and air poopers. I have seen high up respected members of our community label literally every single airsofter with a slur, and it really bothers me. I've never heard of a limit on power source for an airsoft game except for Springer only pistol. Yeah, okay, I get you. You welcome. You're literally describing the Nerf Reddit mods. Why do you think I stay the hell away from the Nerf Reddit? It's a horrible place. That is a section of our hobby that I think is doing more harm than good, because it could be an outlet of good, and it feels like they trip over themselves every time they get a chance to. I would really like to see management change. I'm not saying I don't want anything to do with it. I'm not saying I want to be there or anything. I'm just saying what they're doing hasn't been working. They need to change everything. It sucks because, like, one of our biggest outlets for people to find the hobby, I do it all the time. Whenever I find a new thing, the first thing I do is check the Reddit for it. Man, it's not great. I know running a Reddit's not easy, but the Reddit is horrible. You virtually don't see any content creators there because we've all been pretty much chased off in one way or another. Reddit is super freaking hypocritical and circular. They'll love you when you're small, but the second you're too big, they absolutely hate you. And for some reason, because of upvote culture, the people who are the greatest offenders seem to wield the most power there. And it's just annoying. It's not like, oh, I really care. Like, I cut Reddit out of my life years ago. I have barely checked the Reddit. I get sent comments all the time that have been just, hey, what's this guy on Reddit's problem with you? It's like, I don't even know who that is and I don't care. It's just another person who's just, oh, I hate everybody who's popular. I like these really small YouTubers or these ones that have been trying for 7 years and have never gotten anywhere because they don't try to address the problems that keep their channel limited. It's whatever, but it's like, it's really hypocritical where it's like they love you 1 second and then hate you the next because you're too big. And in reality, it's like, we don't interact with them because it's super cancerous. Because if you're a larger YouTuber, and I know because I've done this myself, I am fully, what's the word I'm looking at? Hypocritical on this mark. I have done this. Is like when there's a large target, somebody somebody who's big, you're gonna poke the bear. You're just gonna do it. Because there's gonna be people who also don't like that person, and they're gonna rally behind you. And that's the problem with Reddit. It doesn't matter how good you are, like, there's always going to be somebody who doesn't like you, and Reddit gives them a voice. And it's the worst kind of voice. That's why people in general just don't like Reddit. It sucks too, because like Reddit's like the easiest way to find like really niche communities that are still active. It's completely supplanted forums. Nerf Reddit literally has a setup for a gatekeeping bot that gatekeep newcomers quicker than they can manage without. This is true. Reddit echo chamber, also true. Reddit is just now on a level that doesn't make any sense now, yeah. We need a semi-auto trilogy style blaster with shells. Oh my god, I want a semi-auto shotgun in Nerf so bad. I really do. I'm really hoping that we get like that Challenger Mark III or whatever. Psych uploaded a video on it. I haven't seen it yet. I want one of those, but it takes Firefly shells. Do you know of an HPA kit for the Nexus Pro that I won't blow up on me? I don't know of a single kit HPA drop-in for anything that isn't somewhat dangerous. Oh, Lucha, are you still around? I found the cap to my CO2 thing. It was in one of the dart drawers. Aside and aside, the mini painting Reddit is super lovely, and there's always people answering questions and giving advice. Yeah, I actually was. I remember checking out like the Beyblade subreddit, and I still don't know anything about Beyblades, but I was amazed at like how welcoming and they were. Like I would see kids like the kind of questions that would make you just like use Google, you little turd. I'd see them be like, dude, that's super cool. Like, oh, that's a nice color combo, man. I was like, wow, you guys are so wholesome. What would you recommend over Reddit that isn't YouTuber specific? I actually don't know the answer to that question, Sam. I really don't. With the death of forums, I feel like it's harder. Reddit's like a necessary evil. I just choose not to really interact with it. Please make a mod guide for the DZ Magnum X2. It's gonna be virtually the same as any other like Super Jump Magnum. So I would just look up a mod guide for that. It's gonna be basically the same. I don't think there's any internal differences. Will Dart Zone buy out Nerf? No. Nerf is owned by Hasbro, which is one of the largest toy manufacturers on the planet. Nerf outsells all of their competitors together several times over. Because while we as a community may have outgrown Nerf, and that's a video that I want to talk about, they're never going to just buy out Nerf. It's not going to happen. I have not seen Beyblade in so long. I missed the original series. I've actually started, as of like 2 or 3 days ago, watching the Beyblade DB anime, because it's like I need more Beyblade in my life. That's what you don't understand. The entire purpose of this channel is to just generate more Beyblade for me. And I don't know enough about Beyblade to do a channel on it, but man, do I freaking love my spinny tops. I've always loved Beyblade. I was really big into metal fight and stuff. Like the roommate and I, we had like a good 3 or 4 month spree where we like would just go out like multiple times a week sometimes, just go out and find like just Beyblades on shelves, buy them. All the time. We spent hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. When are you going to shoot 430 darts through your pew pew? I can't wait to see that. We already did that. I don't know if I still have the footage for it. We had 2 issues. One was audio, and 2 was we had our pew pew set. Like there's an option in the pew pew we didn't know about that limits the amount of full auto the pew pew can do. I think by default it's set to 15, but the pusher would move so fast at max speed that it would count the 15 before 15 shots had actually fired. So Luchathor and I did do $430 to the pew pew, but it didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to. That was going to be a video also on the on Ezekiel's magic dart loader, because we filled every magazine using that magic dart loader. I think I still have the footage from that, but I'll have to check. We may reshoot that. I'm not certain. It kind of depends on Lucha, his schedule, and how I'm feeling. It was fun trying to get, you know, what was it, 430 darts worth of Talon mags. That was fun. I don't think that's been done too many times. I thought it was to make more Kamen Rider and make an XLR before that. I've kind of cooled off on Kamen Rider just because, like, the recent series have not been great. Nerf should put more semi-auto trigger pull blasters. Around 6 months ago, found an N-Strike Recon minus the attachments, part condition, value vision, got it for myself. Hi, Ozix. Well, we used 2 pew pews because we were worried about literally melting one of them. So we, like, alternated pew pews. Opinions on the future of Hyper? I think it can still be done, but I'm curious. I'm wondering if there's a Boomco level of problem with the base Hyper, like, ammo, that will prevent it from being used in a bunch of different scenarios. If we can't do hyper in a magazine, I think we're going to have problems. And hyper may be too sticky to itself to be able to use it in those kind of situations. But I also don't think that Nerf won't make a fundamental change to the ammo, like almost like flocking it or something like that, that won't make it still work fine. Still not like, you know, you have to cover it in powder to make it work, because that's dumb. And yet still be functional in old blasters and new ones. But I feel like hyper was pushed out a little too early, I felt. Give us gang, Walcom. Hyper is just Nerf trying to be airsoft, going back to where you were saying 10 minutes ago. See, I don't feel like that. Not that I will personally probably ever really like hyper, unless it's like in a shotgun sense. I don't think it's like Nerf trying to be. I think that there's just an inherent advantage to that style of ammunition that has proven effective. Airsoft, gel ball, paintball, rival. It all works. I think airsoft and like gel ball have just been kind of the winners in that one, because they're small, lightweight rounds that are still dense enough to like carry the momentum a certain way. What do you think your next vid will be? Oh, Cassandra, have I not done enough work? I have a couple in mind. I don't have anything shot right now. I have two ad reads I have to do. One ad read I think I have to submit by tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to take it like, I took today kind of off, to be honest. I only came up to the studio like, I want to say like an hour ago. It was like 3:30 when I finally came up to the studio and like started a fire in the furnace and stuff like that. I don't know. There are videos I want to do. It should be easier for me to do videos here on out, because once I get like see, the thing you guys don't understand about doing ad reads is that ad reads themselves are very difficult to do. There's a lot of pressure. They have to get approved before they can go out, meaning it's not like I can't really usually do a news video with an ad read in front of it unless the ad has already been approved. Some companies allow you to do ad reads ahead of time. Like they'll just do the minute-long ad, send it to us, we'll approve it, and then you can put it in a video. Other companies want the whole video. So I have to usually like stick it in front of a video I know will do pretty well. I generally don't like to gamble on these, because if the ad does poorly, the company may not negotiate for another ad. They typically do it in like 2-month segments. And that's bad. Hopefully, with how like a lot of my ads that I've done this last 2 months have done really well. So I'm hoping that they like, hey, we want to do long form content with you. But it's like, it's a lot of pressure to like, I have to come up with a good video. I have to put a lot of effort in that video. I have to put a lot of effort in the ad and so forth. Then just like filming a video and putting it out there. Sometimes I'll just film a video and put it out there and it'll do amazing. Other times I'll film a video, put it out there, and it'll do awful. So there's a lot going on, and that's why it's like right now, like tonight, I'm just kind of like, I wanted to actually like pretty much take most of tonight off, most of tomorrow off, probably come up here tomorrow night, come up with a video idea and probably shoot it, see if I can't have something out for Monday. Again, I'm still right now the only person filming, the only person editing. I do all my own thumbnails. Those are all done. Everything is done by me. We have had the conversation, the wife and I, that it almost doesn't make sense for her to do her job if in 3 or 4 months I'm still getting ads and I'm still doing the kind of content, I'm still making money. It doesn't make sense for her to go work, at a grocery store when her help around here would generate more money for the both of us. So we have had that conversation now, and that's something that's on the table. That way I can get somebody who, basically what I'm looking for is somebody who can keep my printers running, keep things kind of cleaned and organized, do first pass rough editing for me, because that's usually the part of the editing that takes the longest. Just little things here or there that would drastically help my workflow. At the end of the day, At some point, I want to be able to just get in front of a camera, do my thing, and then clock out. I don't get to clock out. I work all the time. Do you think Ultra could improve? I thought Ultra Pinpoint was perfect, and I hope to see more blasters of it. I hope to see more blasters that take advantage. I want to see a blaster that takes advantage of the inherent, like, pros of Ultra. I have not given up on Ultra. I almost did, but Ultra Pinpoint has reinvigorated me. Where do you get your Gundam? Mostly Amazon or P Bandai right now. I haven't bought a lot of Gundam recently. There's kits that I want, but yeah, as of right now, I don't have a workspace to work on Gunpla, and every second that I would be doing Gunpla, I feel like I could be doing something else. Gunpla takes a lot of time. I don't mind metal. My music tastes are awkward, to put it bluntly. Not to go back on this topic, but I think my profession is related to children's books, and I feel like our lit and is just our Nerf, but teen book nerd gatekeepers instead of, well, you know. Yeah. Have you played any of the Doom games? Yeah, I've played the absolute crap out of Doom, 1, 2, and 3. I've played a little bit of Doom 2016, but I've kind of grown out of playing single-player shooters, sorry. I don't really like single-player shooters unless they're RPGs. But then again, I kind of got bored of Borderlands as well. How do you feel about the new Monkey Mods Firefly? I did a video on it. Grumble. Yeah, Proto, that's kind of what I'm hoping they'll do. What would a Nerf video game designed by you look like? It would be very similar to something like Splatoon and S4 League. It would be free to play, microtransactions, mostly for almost entirely for just cosmetics and stuff like that. Lots of customization, not only in your blasters, but you have customization with abilities for character that you create. It would have some kind of advanced movement mechanic. Most likely, dodging left and right, so forth. And it would have a mix between being able to jump in and out from melee to ranged combat seamlessly. I'm basically describing Guns S4 League, but as far as I know, there's virtually nothing like Guns or S4 League in 2021 or 2022 now. What was it? Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt was kind of close, but that game suffered horrendously from being a battle royale because the time to kill was so quick and the map was so small and you could move so fast, it made virtually no sense for that game to be a battle royale. You'd literally spawn, you get to choose where you want to start off on the map, and it would, after when the game is about to start, it would show you a general area of other people who wanted to start by you, and then you'd start in the map, you'd go run around, you're a vampire, you could literally run up walls and all that kind of crazy stuff. You'd grab a firearm and either you got into a fight almost immediately or you heard a fight next to you, and you could clear the map. You could beeline straight for that gun fight almost immediately. And basically what happened is you would get into a fight, you would shoot, a person shoot. One of you would win. Then you would knock the other person down. Even in solo, you'd knock the person down, which is great because you die in 2 shots. Then what would happen is the person on the ground would get back up, so you'd have to finish them, but you usually have to reload, and by the time you even you knock them and you reloaded to I'm gonna go finish them off, you'd have another person jump in. And let's say you got them. You knocked them. That other person, the first person you downed, has crawled off somewhere. You have to find them. And then on top of that, either that or they have gotten back up by now. You get back up with 10 health, one bullet will knock you again. Then you have to track them down or track down the second person you downed, or more likely is a third person would party, and it's horrible. It was so bad. It was that is a game I have oh my God, I love everything about this, but the actual game. I'm super hungry for a game like S4 League or Guns in 2022. Splatoon 3 will probably scratch that itch for me, but it's Nintendo, and Nintendo historically is one of the most inept developers on the face of the frickin' planet. So we'll see what happens. I don't want to play, you know, a modern shooter on my 7-year-old Switch at this point. And then what? It's like, okay, well, yeah, I'm ready for a Switch 2, Nintendo. I was ready for one 3 years ago. Problem. Even if they release a Switch 2, I'm not going to be able to get one because scalping is so freaking bad right now. So, bleh. Welcome. How can I get a Waffles t-shirt? We discontinued that. If I can get 10 people that want one, I might reopen that, but yeah. That was a limited time thing, which sucks because that shirt actually did generate a lot of income for the channel. A lot of income for Taffy, too. Did you mean to say Doom 64? I keep forgetting Doom 64 was a thing. Not that it was bad, I just forget it was a thing. I mean actual Doom 3. Typical Teespring prices, they're like 22, 24 bucks or something like that. Yeah, that could be fun, King John, but we already have like the double crusher, and that's pretty much, I mean, the 2-shot, you know, Mega XL shotgun. Plus, you need such huge plunger tubes and 2 of them for that, so I don't think it would work out. I do believe that all Teespring stuff ships to the UK. Certain colors in certain sizes won't ship to the UK, but virtually, like, if you want like a black shirt in 3XL or whatever, you can still get it. Welcome. Do you still play Rust? I don't. That game was basically a second job. Is a Slingfire worth modding? There are mod parts out for it. I wouldn't be too into it though. You spend a lot of money and you'd get not a whole lot out of it. Did you play Dusk? I do know of Dusk. I have played it. I played for, you know, about an hour. That's usually how it goes. I play shooters like that for about an hour and then get bored. Because the problem with games like that is that, like, once you got, like, you get all the weapons and the game still lasts forever, or you play it for, like, oh, I play it for an hour and I still only have 3 guns because of the 17 in the game, they give 1 every half hour. And it gets kind of boring. Like, that's why, like, RPG shooters are a little bit better. Like, I played the actual crap out of Gunfire Reborn. But, of course, I got bored of that eventually, too. Have you played Hardcore Mecha? I believe I have, yeah. Have you played Battlefield 2042? No. I don't typically like Battlefield. Warframe is my favorite shooter. Good for you. I am tired of Warframe. What would you like to see in the next Dart Zone Pro Blaster? I'm just going to say what I expect to see, and that's I expect us to see a Strife. I'm expecting them to take basically everything they learned from the Pro Mark III, cut out the, you know, full auto and everything like that, and shove it into a Strife and put it out there. That's my guess of what's going to happen. I'm just going to ignore every single one of these things that's just asking me a question. I still have to put out, I might refilm it. My videos on the D-Dart, the 2022 D-Dart stuff, I filmed most of the, I don't remember when I got it, but I filmed most of the Blizzard, and that was the only one I actually opened. I'm probably gonna refilm most of it. I'm not certain right now. I still have the other ones I want to do videos on, the Cyclone, the new Cyclone anyway, and the I have the Pro. I actually have 2 of them now because I bought one back in like what, freaking like July, and of course the Twin Tornado. I also have all the Minecraft stuff that I've had for a month. Need to do the video on that. Plus whatever new stuff comes out. I have tons of talkie videos I want to get done. I have a video on all the flywheel. I've had, like, God bless his heart, he probably hates me now. My 3D base, I think, the person who made the NG5 Fenris or whatever, they sent me a Fenris. It was broken. They sent me another one that was actually kind of customized to Wacom, and I never got the video out because that was in like July when things were going kind of bad for everything. And now I have the Fenris. I have the that whatever the new, like, seeing the pistol, the concept pistol, and then I have the Proton, I think it's called, which mine is really bad. I want to just kind of do a video on those because I think there's still a market for like semi-auto, you know, cheap-ish flywheel pistols that are, you know, mag-fed. That was also my time to talk about the Impact Lightning Bug, which is fantastic blaster. That's a video that I will probably try to get that done really soon. I have like an airsoft sniper versus Nerf sniper video I want to do. I'm sure there's more. The Medusa. God. The Medusa is a video I still don't know. I've wanted to do it. I really like the Medusa. It's just the content creator, the person who made the Medusa, they have the worst, like, everybody that talks about them that has something horribly negative to say. And it's like, I don't know, especially with how our community is, I don't know how to do this video, man. Like, no matter what I say, that comment section is gonna be a cesspool. And I don't know what to do about it. And it's actually terrifying because the blaster itself is so good. But the creator has got problems. And it's not, even then, you don't even have to worry about the creator, to be perfectly honest. The problem is that you would be supporting the creator financially if you like the blaster. Separate art from the artist. That's the thing. And this is where it's like, so, like, for instance, I don't eat Chick-fil-A. Why don't I eat Chick-fil-A? Because it's mediocre food. I don't eat Chick-fil-A because I know that they actively harm marginalized groups, specifically, you know, LBG, you know, gay, all that stuff. They do. It's proven. The money you spend at Chick-fil-A goes to supporting them trying to tear that down, them actively harming those communities. They use that money to actively harm those communities. It's not like I hate the people that work at Chick-fil-A. And honestly, like, if we've gotten to the point where we're like, oh, you work at Chick-fil-A, I'm going to beat you up because I don't like you. That's what I'm worried about. And hopefully that's not how that goes. But anyway, like, I myself can be like, I don't support this business because of that. When it comes to like a lone content creator that just has some spicy opinions, you can separate art from the artist. Because I know for a fact that this person is not going to use that money to actively oppress anyone. The point of doing the video, and I would have to mention this in the video, is that I'm saying that this person has said some things that honestly they do not align with my views. I do not support their views, but I really like the blaster. If somebody made my favorite blaster of all time and they turned out to be like a neo-Nazi, like, it's the perfect blaster. Let's hypothetically perfect blaster, but they're a neo-Nazi. What do you do? What? And I'm not saying this person, I'm not saying they are. One, I'm not slandering them. They have said some things about, I'm not calling them any names. I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, this is not this situation. Let me be very clear. I'm not saying this situation is related to the Medusa. But let's just say somebody built me my semi-auto Nerf shotgun that shot 180 FPS and was like an AEG, and it's like really thin and cool. It's mag-fed or tubular mag-fed, and it used Firefly shells, and it's like the best blaster ever. But they are neo-Nazi. What would I do? I would have to make some very, very, very difficult choices in life. There's always going to be, and I'm somebody who definitely stands by their convictions, but I know everybody has like a breaking point. So, like, what the heck do you do? And that's the problem I'm at with the Medusas. Like, I don't support these ideals, but I think not showing this blaster, because I know there are people out there who want a good lever action Nerf blaster that hits hard. And this blaster has a ton of good features. It's very well designed, in my opinion. But everybody has a problem with the creator because they've said some really bad and really honestly, like, mean things for almost no reason. Like, what the hell do I do, man? And so in my mind, I say, well, I mention that this person has said some things, and I can start the video off like, look, I have to get this out of the way, guys. The person who created this blaster has said some pretty bad things about people, groups of people. I do not at all, I do not support those ideals. In fact, I'm the direct opposite. I support these people. But the blaster they made is very good. So I'm going to review the blaster as is, and I'm not going to talk about the creator anymore. Am I allowed to do that? Even if you say yes, there's going to be people out there. It's like, got him! We got Wacom! We can cancel Wacom! It's like, I can't win. So it's like, I got this thing and I don't know what to do. I didn't know about all this when I was sent the blaster. And even then, it's like, I really like it. Like, I think it's actually really compelling and good. It's so hard. Honestly, I could go to a Chick-fil-A store and interview the people that are working about how they feel about corpses and false, and I know it's going to get them to call the police on me. I see what you mean, Wacom, but we buy from really bad companies that exploit people and even possible. I mean, for all I know, Nerf uses slave labor in China. I don't know that, but it's like, there are companies that do that, and it's like, I still buy product. So, what do we do? So if I built you a Nerf M870 with an M4 Nerf-based mag adapter, but didn't like kittens. Well, see, I'm not really much of a cat. I have 2 cats. I'm allergic to cats, and they're killing me. Now, if you were like, I hate rats, like you have a video of you on the internet stomping on rats, I would be like, Urgh. But it's so good. but your Nerf M870 is so good. What do I do? I like that one, Flying Spur. Hate the jerk, not the work. See, but the problem is, like, if the only way you can get the blaster is by buying the files, or if somebody licenses, which I'm sure is what's going to happen, somebody's going to license the blaster, and so if it's strictly for business, and, you know, some other company, like, you know, whatever, I'm not going to name any names because everybody like, we will never support that person. I don't want to put anybody on the bus, but if a company here, like a content a web store or whatever, license the blaster, so every single time you buy that blaster, a kickback goes to the original content creator, but the original content creator is, in many people's eyes, kind of a douche. What do you do? I don't know. Like, the blaster's good. It's sitting on my table right now because I was using it to plink at the target. I love it. I love their work. It's really good. They are a very talented individual. Why do you gotta do these things? Like, I don't know what you want me to say or do. Okay, yeah, so FSA, or SFA. The Volkswagen thing was the comparison I've already made. It's like, that's like calling everybody who drives a Volkswagen a Nazi. That's not fair. Grandma's not a Nazi. I'm waiting for someone to make a blaster that's a full auto, has a working AR-15 charging handle. I think there is Project Wayland, right? Capitalism can be ethical under the right circumstances. Morality has to be applied to whatever belief you have, though. I think, and I'm literally asking you guys for moral opinions. I think disclosing that this person has made remarks and that I do not support them, and that supporting this blaster goes to supporting that individual. However, I do believe the blaster is very good and deserves your attention, and you can make your own opinions. I think that's the way to tackle the video. Basically, I'd start the video, it's like, hey, I hate to do this right off the bat, but we got to get something out of the way. The person who made this has made some very disparaging comments against some groups, and I do not support that kind of thing. I do not like haters. That's not at all what I enjoy. Everybody has the right to live their life, and as long as they're not hurting anybody else, they can do whatever they want, and I respect that. This person has made comments that I cannot stand by, and by supporting this blaster, you are ultimately supporting this person. I implore this person to come out and make public apologies and turn a new leaf. That's their decision, and they can do what they want. But the blaster in question, I very much like. It is very good. It is very unique. It is very, very worth your time and attention. And that is the focus of today's video. Not the content creator, not the blaster's creator, but the blaster itself. I'm going to do my best to separate art from the artist here. However, ethically, I cannot do this video without disclosing that fact. I do not want to bait and switch anybody. How do you know my grandma isn't one? Grandma might be a Nazi. That's why Grandma got ran over by Santa Claus. I think it would be important to include the caveat in the video if you were to make the video. Yeah, and here's the thing. Ed, I'd spend 3 hours standing in front of the camera like a dumbass trying to figure out what I'm going to say. Because it's like, if I don't do this right, oh, it's going to be bad. It's going to sour the entire video. To random crap, I do believe I am allowed one F-bomb. I'm an adult. Like, I'm gonna say words sometimes that are not kosher. Man, the comments, I was looking forward to this too. I haven't looked on it today, but the comments I got about my Manscaped ad, it's like the entire time I was sitting there like, oh my God, I can't wait for that. I'm gonna get so many angry comments. And that's why, like, I put my analytics, like, in that ad. So it's, like, to point out the fact that it's, like, I've been to Nerf Wars. Have you been to Nerf Wars? I've been to End War. I know what kind of people are in our community. This is fine. As long as it's a tasteful ad, and I only use the ballistic ball joke once, we're fine. Still got comments. Still got the comments. I got the one that I remember the most was like, well, can't have my kids watch your channel anymore. It's like, bruh, really? Don't know what to tell you. Are your kids paying me the money that Manscaped's paying me? No? Sorry. Bye. Your kids apparently are not going to, keep a roof over my head, so. The ballistic ball joke got a chuckle out of me. See? Family Foam Sport gets it. Have you unlocked the Nerf Gallahorn pre-order? A friend of mine literally unlocked it like 2 hours after I put up my video. Can you shave the Nerf ball safely, though? I did that on camera. I cut that part out. It was a lot more ball-related of jokes. I cut out almost all of them. I felt pretty bad. I bought you a pack of panties and everything. I got a good laugh out of the ball joke. I was even going to unpackage the underwear, and like it's one of those, I still haven't unpacked them, but they have like I believe the little sleeve that you can put you know what I'm talking about. I was going to stuff that full of rival rounds as like tactical rival round pouch. I didn't. There was a lot of ideas. I wanted to have a lot of fun with it, and I did. I held back. I still think it was a tongue-in-cheek video. I still think I got the point across. Is it a good fit of a sponsor for a channel? Probably not. However, that's arguably about the worst it could get for the channel. I don't think I can do anything that's not... I try to focus more on gadgets and fun stuff. There was one that I did accept, but they never got back to me. There was a whiskey company. I like whiskey. And honestly, you could make the... in fact, I very much remember somebody telling me that, you know, you can't drink alcohol on YouTube in front of that because you're impressioning kids. Fair enough. And then that person uploaded a video of them doing the exact same thing I'm talking about. So I believe that's all off the table now. I believe I can do whatever I want when it comes to that. And honestly, it's like we're talking about, like, I grew up in an age where it's like we knew not to drink. Like, it was very, you don't smoke, you don't drink. You know why? Because our parents drank and smoked as kids, because that's what the ads and everything were trying to get you to do that kind of stuff. And then they went, hold on, no, kids shouldn't be smoking. We shouldn't be doing that. Flintstones shouldn't be handing out cigarettes. That's really, really bad. And then they spent the entirety of the 90s unscrewing that. So we grew up, it's like with DARE and stuff like that, which I guess DARE was not a very successful program. I knew just not to do it. I didn't drink at all until I think I was 20. I think I had a beer when I was 19. I hated it. I do remember the first time I ever had a beer. It was awful. It was a Bud Light Lime. And I hated it. Love it now. Hated it back then. Thanks, vloggers. How much do you use a Lawnmower 2.0 though? So the funniest part was we actually already were like Manscaped subscribers. We already had the original, the Lawnmower. I don't know if it was the 3.0. It was the one before this one. And we get regular shipments of blades to the house. You know, we both use it. Hygiene. It's a thing that you do. And I'm not saying, like, you know, bad hygiene. I'm just, it's great for, yeah, doing what you need to use a body trimmer for. It's not just gross stuff. So when they sponsored the channel, I was like, hell yeah, I'll get your new stuff, which is better than my old one. Plus now we have a spare in case anything goes wrong, and I get paid for it. Sweet. Just like this. Here's my original Raycons. I had these for over a year, maybe 2. I've used them. They traveled with me to Endwar. They traveled with me to Santa Monica. Like not Santa Monica.
Ads are a necessary evil. If Raid Shadow Legends want to give my man 8K to punt their terrible game, then I'll happily accept that so he can buy 10 meters 82 sabers and tape them together.
Hey, I got a Raid Shadow Legends ad coming next week. Thanks. Thank you, SFA. But no, it's like I have the Raycons and I like them. And then it's like, so the second I put out the video on the Raycons, which were the new ones, which I thought were way freaking better. Are you kidding me? I got like all these people are like, oh my God, Raycons are a scam. They're garbage. They're awful. Blah, 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 blah. Same things like when I do like Raid Shadow Legends. I did the ads before Raid Shadow Legends. People are like, oh my God, it's the worst game ever. So you like what happens is you go on YouTube, turn down my gain. You go down on YouTube and what you find is some millionaire YouTuber that doesn't need a Raid Shadow Legends ad, that puts some different ad in the front of their video that isn't Raid Shadow Legends on the video where they dump on Raid Shadow Legends and they poison the well. Because I played Raid Shadow Legends and it is not a bad game. Is it predatory with microtransactions? Yes, most games are. Welcome to the future. If you can't say no to a pop-up telling you to buy a thing for $1, you have a problem and you shouldn't have access to any of these games, and please don't download these ones. I play a lot of mobile games. I have spent money on mobile games. I've spent a lot of money on games in the past that I really, really regret. S4 League being one of those. I spent a lot of money on S4 League, and that game doesn't even exist anymore. That's all money that is just burnt up and gone. I don't do that anymore. I have never spent more than maybe $20, $30 on any mobile game. That's after I've gotten hundreds of hours of content out of it. But the problem I have is that like everybody's just bashing on Raycons. Like, oh, they're so horrible. I watched Dank Pod's video. Very good, by the way, on the Raycons. They have a new pair that has basically fixed every problem that Dank Pods said was wrong with the originals. I actually find it hilarious that they literally fixed every problem he specifically had, right down to the packaging. But the issue is that you get a bunch of dumb, impressionable kids that automatically think you're scum of the earth for doing an ad. End of the day, brass tacks. You do not have to buy the product. And I am not specifically endorsing said product. When I did the ad for for Nerf Legends, I did not say a single thing about how good or how bad the game was. I did an ad. It was literally the same crap you'd find in the ad that was probably before you got the video, which was about Nerf Legends. It was just telling you the game exists. Here's where you can find more info on it. Thanks for sponsoring the video.
This is a crime.
They paid a lot of money for that. And everybody should have known, hey, this game's it's got all these problems. That's fair. That's totally fine. Don't attack the creator for doing the ad unless I'm trying to sell you literal snake oil. And I'm saying it's the greatest thing ever. And even then, even at that point, I would make the argument that you'd go like, man, they must be paying him a lot of money. My bro is getting so much freaking dosh right now. It's fine. I know. He knows that I know. I'm smart enough. Let the companies waste their money. Don't attack the content creators. End story. I don't know why we have to have this conversation. That's how if YouTube wants to pay me more, that's fine. But the amount of money these companies put into like letting you do their ads, it's a lot more than you think some of the times. I'm not saying it's like I'm literally going to go buy a Ferrari tomorrow, but I'm going to say like it's helped immensely. And if I could continue to get these ads, and I can do an ad 1 or 2 a week, and if I'm doing 5-6 videos a week, if I can get to that point, because I have no worries because of all the money I'm making now, that's the best case scenario. Especially if I can get to the point where I could just do like a video on whatever I want and still put an ad in it. That's the dream. Where I don't have to work, like when I could just do a video on something that I'm really passionate about that I made up in 15 minutes, like and just throw an ad in front of it and still get paid. I know there is a huge, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a big divide between people. It's like, well, why don't you just not do ads and rely on Patreon? It's like, the problem is to do this kind of stuff, you need to have like every single thing. And it's like keeping up with all of these is, I can't do it. I've dropped the ball on my Patreon so freaking hard and I feel awful. I don't even know where to begin with that one. The people who support me on Patreon are literal saints. They are up in the heavens so high above me, watching down, judging every move I make, because the only people still left on my Patreon are the people who are probably in this chat. Because I have done nothing on Patreon. And at this point, I want to do more, but it's like, now I'm like, do I make more content for Patreon? That takes away my time to make stuff for the channel. Do I do a whole bunch of other auxiliary stuff? It takes away time for the channel. So it's like, what do I do? The only thing I think I can do to fix stuff is to do videos and do as many as I can, as well as I can. It sucks. I'm trying to get better at ad reads, because there are some content creators where every single one of their ad reads is amazing. General Sam, every ad read he has ever done is hilarious. I will watch every single one. Is it Raid? Is it World of Tanks? Is it Mech Arena? Is it Raycon? Is it Warble Parker? Whatever. I will watch all of them because it's funny. I want to get to that point. Issue. Raid, unless you're like a massive channel, they give you a script and you pretty much have to sit on it. Other companies like Manscaped, super cool, by the way. They were really enthusiastic about my ad. I was happy. And, it's going to be hit and miss. The Squarespace ones are pretty hard. Not going to lie. Those take a lot of effort and a lot of thinking, and I did my best. And I have to do more of them. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but you get the point. You get the problem. It's all difficult. It's not as easy as you think. The reason why we do it is because it's pretty good boosts for the channel. So, now that I'm done, thank you so very much, Puppet Jared, for your $5 super chat. Watching a toothpaste ad during a TV show, this is a crime. It pretty much is like that. I like in before D brand ads. As long as it's like, and usually it's like, that's the thing that I hate the most. Like, oh, Manscaped's like, I was already a freaking subscriber to Manscaped. Oh, Raycon, I've already bought Raycons. This is the 3rd pair of the 3 I bought. Wife went through 2 pairs. She literally used them every day at work for hours. I'm surprised they lasted as long as they did. I doubt AirPod, Maxes, Pros, whatever would have lasted that long. You know what I mean though? Like, I was already a literal user of their stuff. Are they the best AirPods ever? No, they're not. They're wireless headphones. Almost all wireless headphones are freaking garbage. But I can tell you, I've had wireless headphones that are way worse than this. And these ones work good. So, like, I'm actually someone who's genuinely, like, if your headphones don't sound good, like, I have had a problem. I bought nothing but Audio-Technicas for a very long time. I'm a big Audio-Technica fanboy, but these are cheap and they're convenient. And my phone doesn't have a flippin' headphone jack, so. I heard good things about NordVPN letting you get away with stuff in the ads. They were pretty strict with me when I did Nord. How did Manscaped find your channel? The same way they all find my channel, I assume. One single suggestion, put stuff like the ball shaving ad barely edited with scuffed audio all on Patreon. I have the footage, but I didn't actually script anything out for it. I probably could. There's a lot of funny stuff I might just go, like we did that one ad. It was like the best thing we ever did. It was an ad for Out of Darts randomly in a video. And it was like the best ad we ever did. I want to do more stuff like that. Like, I know it's going to start. I know it's already out there. I'm sure there's already people on whatever, stupid Discord server like Wacom's a sellout. It's like, somebody has to, like, the more money I get, the faster I can get stuff done. I'm legitimately a content creator that is still super enthusiastic about our hobby. Still. Like, I will argue that I am one of the most enthusiastic about this hobby. Like, full stop. Full transparency. Yeah, you know it because you've seen me get giddy and get excited over toys. Is Nerf the only thing I'm into? No. Beyblade's taken up a lot of my time. Gonna take up a lot more of it. And I wish I could monetize that, but I don't know dick all about Beyblades. I don't want to look like an idiot.
Here's some money that you can use to buy a Beyblade.
Luke Myers, you beautiful mother sucker. Oh, Luke. Oh, thank you, Luke. Thank you. Thank you. Feed my Beyblade addiction. Wacom works hard at least. That makes me happy. Somebody recognizes how hard I work. By the way, a 15-minute long video takes more than 15 minutes to put out. Like, I hope you guys all realize that. Even with Wacom working, it may not be enough. You guys literally know how much my internet costs a month. You guys, I made that public, full, transparent. You don't know what my rent is. My rent's still high. You don't know what my car payment is. It's pretty high because I have to have full coverage and everything on it. Like, we have money. Like, the internet's, I'm not going to lie, internet, dumbest thing I've ever done. Can I unscrew myself from this dumb situation? Maybe. Maybe I can. But it's dumb and I don't know what to do about it right now, and it's going to forever be kind of dumb. What can you do? Like, what can you do? I mean, I'm in this situation. I have to do what I can. The internet is stupid and it's way too much for what we have going on here right now. Did you actually try the Beyblade mobile game? I have not. I've been trying to avoid it. I still have, I've been buying a lot of more Takuratomi stuff, but I have bought like virtually every single Beyblade Pro release. And I have like a big collection of like the Hypersphere stuff that shows up at like Ross because it's like $2 for a Beyblade, so screw it. I haven't opened any of them. I don't feel that I'm entertaining enough to have a successful YouTube channel. That's where you're wrong. You can script stuff. Everybody is gonna have something that they're good at. You know what I mean? I happen to be blessed with the ability to sit in front of a camera and just kind of open my mouth and tend not to get myself into too much trouble. I was a pizza delivery guy for years, and with being a pizza delivery guy, I had to be cute and I had to be funny in order to get that tip. So maybe that's where my ability to freely speak and, you know, for better or worse anyway, for me to be able to say stuff, maybe that's where it came from. But if you feel like, oh, I'm not entertaining enough, anybody can be, virtually. If you want to like watch a channel that is like noticeably pretty dry yet still hilarious, Mandalore Gaming. It's not like that guy is super excited and super high energy in his videos, and yet his stuff is still some of the best written and funniest content on YouTube. Do you like Transformers? Not really. I think I said that in my tag back. I have a pretty passing interest in Transformers. Hey, Walcom, I'm looking for a semi-auto small form factor pistol with mag through the handle, and A-bot, wait for my video. I have one coming out sometime soon, hopefully. It's a muscle you need to exercise. If you want to be good in front of a camera, you need to get in front of cameras. This is true. Obviously, like, I've been doing this for years, and you get better the more you do it. Reduce your gain a smidge. It's like literally on like one of this. I'm just too close to the microphone right now. I have it on the lowest it can go. I need to get a pop filter for this mic. It's supposed to have one built in. It doesn't seem to do a very good job. I had in my Amazon cart, I had the new Elgato like arm stand things. With the Bendy Boys, the Bendy Boy arms. I had those in the shopping cart and a pop filter for this microphone specifically, and I haven't bought it yet. I don't remember why. Patreon boy, where you at? I do recognize Gibbous Gang as a patron of somewhat recent repertoire. Is that you? Put a sock on the mic. Okay, Ed? I didn't buy a glowy mic for the sound quality. I bought it because it looks cool. Putting a sock on it ruins that entire purpose. There's like it basically mounts like this, so it would be towards me. I would have a pop filter towards you guys, the back of the thing, and still glow, so it'd be perfect. I literally only bought this microphone because it glows and it looks cool. It sounds okay. Ever have a Game Boy? 4th birthday. Got a Game Boy and Donkey Kong. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Huckleberry. I'm just an excitable fat kid who loves his toys. Trenton, the tremendously terrific, demands you have a great day. I will do my best, Trenton. Use a clear sock. Welcome. Why is there a condom on your microphone? Do you think there would be any other Hyper Blasters coming up? God, I sure hope so, Chris. Wait, what kind of Game Boy was it? It was an old G big brick boy. Gray. Didn't even get the Play It Loud series. Do you know exactly when the S200 is coming out? I would assume mid-month, like mid-January. I'm a little worried about like when, because usually when like Chinese New Year starts, everything's shut down for like a month. And it's usually about like it's usually from like the middle of January to like almost the end of February. It's just like, good luck. RGB sock. Are you expecting homemade Hyper Blasters? We haven't seen a whole lot of that recently. I haven't even really fired like hyper rounds out of frickin' shotgun shell yet. Like a Spring Thunder shell. To be fair, my Spring Thunder's like DOA right now. It's old. Did you see Drax less than complimentary? I'll be straight up with you guys. I don't actually watch like other people's videos just so they don't color my opinions on stuff. I have not seen Drax's video. If he had a less than stellar review of Hyper, I can totally understand why. I should have. I'll be totally honest with you guys. That video of like the worst blasters did not go as planned. Obviously I filmed that just after I did the best blasters, but something went wrong with that video, and I'm gonna blame that stupid Mandalorian blaster, because the entire time I was filming that, I was just thinking Mandalorian blaster. I hate the Mandalorian blaster. I hate the Mandalorian blaster. So that video did not turn out very good in my opinion. I forgot the Pump SG. I forgot the Hyper. I should have put the Siege 50 in there. I thought the Hyper Siege 50 was dog turd. There's probably other things that should have been on there. We're still going to do a tier list. And that was my failsafe, was there's still going to be a tier list. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to have Lucha over like next weekend or something. I have no clue. But I plan on doing a tier list live with him once again. Hopefully, we actually have that like green screen so we can do like a proper, like both of us actually sitting at a table green screen tier list video. Or stream. Maybe we should do a stream and then do the video. The Nerf Nano rifle would be good at $12. I think it'd be fine at like 30 or 40. You know, like I'm not hating on the Mandalorian rifle for not being, you know, a rapid strike in a Mandalorian sniper rifle shell. I'm upset with it because it's $120, and all you get for your extra $70 over the $50 one that you could buy at like Target is a single red LED, a speaker, and a small board with battery contacts and 2 micro switches that makes a total of like 6 different sound effects. It's awful. It is horrible and I hate it. I'm waiting for my camera to die because apparently the battery's been going down slowly. Is the $50 one worth a buy? If you have to have, see, that's the best part. If you have to be that person like, I gotta have a Mandalorian sniper rifle that fires a Nerf dart. $50 one? Sure. $50 is AAA game, but less offensive than it could be. How prevalent is the worker swordfish? You could still make a worker dual fish, and that should hit about 180, I'd say 170 to 200 FPS. And that's still a pretty competent platform, but it's old. Like, you're talking about not only is it a strife, but I don't think workers... Nah, give it a second. All right. So that happens. I still haven't been able to fix that. I might be able to fix it. I technically have a new router. That might be worth me... that might be worth Flux and I putting the new router up here and putting the old router down there. But yeah, basically, apparently that's a problem with the Nighthawk series of routers. They do some kind of cleaning thing, and that one, it decides to clean every day at 7:04. And it's an automatic setting, and I don't know my password. I have to reset it, and the reason why I can't do that is because it's specifically set up right now, because all the rest of the internet on the property, including OptiBand's internet, which is, you know, 300 yards away or something like that, goes through that one router back there. So I haven't been able to fix it. And yes, the camera is going to die here in a second. God, I hope I have a spare battery. I'm going to nip it in the bud. Let's do a BR back really quick. How about that? Do I have a thingy? BRB. Hey, look at that. I'm not actually BRBing. I'm just going to like change out this battery while I can. Yeah. Man, dogs are borking. They're borking puppies outside. Hopefully this is... I don't know why it's not getting enough power. I specifically spent, like... I literally bought, like, the most expensive cable I could find, and it still doesn't give... maybe it's just the battery? I don't know. It can't deliver enough power. There we go. We should be good for another couple of hours. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go. I kind of want food at some point. What breed are your cats? Cat. I've heard dental round music. Are you a fan? I like it, but I'm not going to call myself a fan because that's dangerous territory.
Hopped on just in time for the usual stream reset. Take my money, DADCOM.
I love you, NSA Key. You're the child I will never have. Thank you very much for the 10 nuggets. I'll be sure to blow it on Beyblades. There's a Beyblade set I want to buy. Opinions on the Nerf burst assault rifle. I have one. And it's pretty underpowered. What's the burst? Oh, the the stupid not burst assault rifle. The funky looking AUG. I have not picked one up. I kind of want to pick one up because apparently everything I touch with Fortnite in the title now makes me money. Oh my god.
Please use this money on the filter and not more trans girl icon toys, aka Beyblades.
Super. Is it really that important I get that filter? That bad, huh? I mean, I'll do it. No more time. You can't stop me. I'm buying more Beyblades. It's just I won't use your money. I'll buy the filter. I'll literally do it right now. Well, actually, I wonder what the lead time. I wonder what the lead time is on Amazon right now. And then it's like the first thing. Keep shopping for B189 Guilty Longness. God, I need that Guilty Longness. Free delivery January 10th through 19th.
Internet. Thanks for mentioning the Conquest pump grip in your best of 2021 video. I actually sold some. Hope you have a happy new year. Buy all the Beyblades you want.
JRC, I want to thank you so much for actually reporting back to me that I did something positive. I want to apologize that it took me too long to do a video on your product. My issue was that it's hard for me. I know, Xavier will do a video on literally everything he sent, but look at Xavier's channel and look at mine. It's difficult for me to do a video on one thing, and I have to get 8 minutes out of it usually, because if you don't get 8 minutes, YouTube hurts your search rating, stuff like that. So it was difficult. I shot one already with your product and the Spitfire Industries thing with the beautiful stock for the Saturn, and I still have to do a video on that somehow, but I don't know. But that was one easy way for me to throw your product in there, and I'm so glad you actually sold some, because it's a very good product. Your print quality is honestly really good. You should be very proud of your print quality. Better than some of the major retailers and, movers and shakers in our hobby. Okay, no, so thank you very much, SFA, for plugging up the thing for so long. And thank you very much, JRC. Buy all the Beyblades you want. Well, apparently, why is it January 10th through 19th? Is it really just that bad right now? B189 Guilty. Is it just Amazon's effed? Dude, is Amazon just effed right now?
What shotgun blaster that is shell ejecting that's pink worth getting? JK, I am waiting for my Firefly to arrive right.
And Satsu, thank you very much for the $5 and actually playing along with the memes. Those, as far as I know, should be shipping. They did an update. I don't have advanced warning that you guys have. I'm telling you everything I know. They had an issue with getting everything together, and they had an issue with flooding in their country. As far as I know, they have everything, and now we're just waiting on them to box everything up, which you can imagine. They're not a major warehouse or anything like that. Boxing up 100 of one thing is a pretty tall ordeal. They should be shipping, I think, middle of this month. I think they're only a week or two behind. Yeah, why is Amazon, everything taking so long? I should have bought my Guilty Longness, 2 days ago when I was looking at it, because now it's going to take forever. Dang it. Maybe I'll buy it on eBay. How's eBay doing? I need that, what is it? is it the L gear? No. Is it L gear? I think it's the L gear. Whatever. I need that last part for my dynamite Belial. Yeah, here's one from California I can buy. I'll probably just buy this one. Yeah, it'll be here like end of the week. L gear comes with Guilty. Yeah, that's what I need. Actually, let me go grab my Belial. Here's my beautiful, dangerous Belial. And it looks like a clown car because it's got the different gears on it. These two pieces right here and this piece at the bottom. But there's one more that goes on the top that adds more weight. And I'm after that. I don't have it right now. You, sir, are a waffle dart. Oh, God. Isn't Amazon having walkouts now? Yeah, I mean, apparently Amazon's not doing too hot. Waited on that Nerf P90. You kind of have some options when it comes to that. See, this is something Hyper would be really useful for. It's like actually, wait, wasn't there somebody literally making, Valor, you're here. Wasn't there somebody literally making a P90 with like a double stacked mag that automatically changed over? I'm almost certain there was. You're almost a perfect Dynamite Belial, or Dangerous Belial. Yeah, almost. I don't think it's that good of a bay. But man, is it just awesome to have all the pieces. What else? I see my wanna buy thing right now is the booster set. There's I think Everwish sells the entire set for like $138. But they guarantee you all 7 Beyblades from it. Last I heard, beautiful pink blasters are going to ship in a few days or so. Yeah, I'm giving them like a week or 2. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I have. I want them. I told them, I think they're including 2 packages of the foam balls. That's enough to like, it's like the first hit's free kind of thing. I think once more people get their hands on those foam balls with the Firefly, they're going to be all over the Firefly. What I foresee happening is that I'm going to see a lot of like wars being like, oh, those are an ecological disaster, you can't use them, which is, I think, a half-truth. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's necessarily fair to ban the blaster because of the round being too small. It's still foam. If you were to do that in good faith, you'd have to also
just
ban,
placed
like,
a pre-order for the Wallcom Firefly. Going to review it on my Airsoft channel to upset my viewership. Top poggers.
I mean, it's pretty rad. Maybe your viewers would hate it, but it's pretty rad. I'm pretty sure Valor has gotten his hands on like the foam, the 50 cal foam balls with like a Firefly. It's freaking amazing. Like, it literally is the closest thing I've gotten to an actual Nerf shotgun. I know, you don't have to remind me. I know the Spring Thunder and stuff exists, but those things are big chunky boys with big chunky boy shells. This is like a slim boy. It looks like it could be an airsoft gun. You know what I mean? And it works great. It's my 4th Firefly, and I bought 2 of them myself. Bolt action sniper, or bolt action shotgun. I know that's actually a thing. I'm so immensely stoked to get my blaster. I have been out of Nerf for such a long time, and you brought me back into it just in time to support you and get an amazing blaster. I'm glad that a lot of people like the pink, because like I was worried telling Monkey Mods to make it pink because I thought it wouldn't sell at all. I was really worried about that. I know I'm like one of the few people that actually likes pink as a color. It's the trans pride shotgun. I have a Firefly, but like most, it broke, and without a 3D, what broke on it? Was it the magazine tube connector piece? See, Supa, I was organizing this, but you got the pink and the white shotgun, and you could put blue shells into it. It's trans pride. I did that for you guys out there, and gals, and everything in between, or none of the above. That one's for you. The music volume is washing me out a bit. All right. Take that down. It's at what is it at right now? It's like 5%. We'll take it down to 2%. Can I even hit 2%? It's just this song is kind of loud. Or I can turn up my gain a little bit on the microphone. How about that? I'm not talking so loud on the mic anymore. I have a $75 budget. Is there anything worth getting? It really depends on what you already have. I'm gonna trim my mustache. Oh, I'm gonna trim my mustache. Good thing I have... Oh, it's not up here. I actually got... I don't know if they wanted me... I did not buy this. I don't know if this showed up like 2 weeks after my original Manscaped packaging, but this like thing, I think it's like $20 on their website, and I'm totally shilling for it right now because I absolutely love it. These nail clippers are so good. I actually really was happy to get that. I was like, oh my God. It's got like, because I needed it. I use literal scissors for my mustache hairs. It comes with a pair of tweezers, comes with a nail file, and it comes with the like coolest, like it's a flat thing that's a square that you lift off the lever and it springs open into a pair of nail clippers. Like, that's so cool, and they work really good. And I use nail clippers pretty often. You rock that mustache. Most of the time my mustache doesn't even show up because it's so light. And then like half the time I shave, I end up killing right here and right here on accident, because I haven't shaved in the last like 2 or 3 days. But I try to like shave the cheek and this right here. Have you cut your mouth? No, but it's funny because like my wife will like, I'll be sitting there with like, the longest stoop. It's like, I'll literally go to the kitchen and grab the shears that we use to open up like raw meat. And I'll be like, it's like, what? It's like, why don't I just buy you a pair? Maybe she bought these and she just didn't tell me. I don't know. Plenty of ducket. Welcome. Ever get done trimming your stash and feel it later and a few hairs in the bush? Yes, that happens all the time. See, I'm like sitting here and there's something, I think it's over here. One of these is like literally dipping into my mouth, and I swear to God, it's like that long. People call me a neckbeard. I don't have no neck beard. I get no neck hair. Do you know of any blaster shorts that ship to China? Aren't almost, a lot of them are based out of like that area. I know China has an exploding Nerf scene right there. There has to be somebody that would ship like, I mean, unless you're like looking specifically for like out of darts stuff and like specifically out of darts designs. I hated it for a long time too, Supa. I mean, my wife hates it too. Like and she doesn't like to wax. It's like tickling me. And then my mouth is dry from all the talking I'm doing. And it's cold in here. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm like straddling an oil heater. That's a pretty good one, trickish. What's worse, Elite 2.0 or Ultra? Elite 2.0. Like, full stop. What major brands do you find good blasters on? I find Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and surprisingly Facebook Marketplace a lot of it. What's your opinion? What major brands? Good deals? I find normally at like Ross or TJ Maxx. You burning wood? I haven't been down there in 2 hours, but yeah, I had the thing going, but I can't really, like, I don't want to spend 15, 20 minutes going down there and lighting the fire again. It's okay up here because it's like, yesterday it was what? Like 14 degrees? Today it's like 32. It's fine. How long have you been together with your wife? 11 years, I think, now? Burning wood. Hey, Lucha, how far are you in Shin Megami Tensei 5? I bought him Shin Megami Tensei 5 for Christmas and his birthday. How are the Ratos? I don't know if you guys paid attention to my Instagram, but yesterday, it happened really suddenly, but a friend messaged me and they were like, hey, do you guys want to rescue a rat? And I was like, oh no, we weren't looking at getting more rats, but it's always on the table. And they had basically somebody bought a feeder for a snake and the snake didn't want to eat it. They were stuck with a male rat. And so, get out of here, you. We picked up another cheese boy yesterday. I believe we're calling him Sento, and he is a little white ratto. It's been a while since we had a little white ratto since Shiro passed away. But yeah, we got a new cheese boy. He seems pretty good. Normally feeders, you're a little worried because they're not handled by people, but he's so young. Like, he's a young cheese boy. He's got to be only a couple of weeks old. He hasn't nipped. She can hold him. Like, he's been fine. We tried to put him in the main cage, and the other boys, like, he didn't like interacting with other rats because I don't really think he had interacted with other rats much. So like they rats like do this thing where their group tactic is to like kind of like grab you and like lick you and clean you, and that's kind of like a show of like the pecking order. And he did not like that. So like they put him in the cage and he kept squeaking because all the boys are like, hey, what's this? What's new guy? Oh, new guy. I gotta treat him like new guys. And we found him like hanging on the side of the cage, like in the top right corner. And it's like, he just sat there for like 15 minutes. Like, dude, you have to do something. Like, they're just going to lick you and then it's going to be over. So yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to go. We already like put him, out, in a neutral area and everybody was fine. So I don't know. He's very cute though. He's a little tiny thing. Like 1 hour in, you should play more. I'm like 25 hours in. Hey, Walcom, what line do you think you can dig Nerf out of the hole it has dug itself in 2021 in terms of customer satisfaction? They need to invest a little bit more into Ultra. I think Ultra pinpoint darts and doing unique things with Ultra will make people happy. I think Hasbro should aim to put out like 2 to 3 like higher end, like they should put out 3 good blasters a year. No plastic springs, no triggers, and they're all something somewhat unique that doesn't deviate too far from the norm. Just added new features, basically. They should have something in the Chronos, Knockout, that kind of price range, 10 to 15 bucks. They should have something that's like 20 or 30 bucks that's pretty good. Things like the Retaliator and stuff like that, but again, not Elite 2.0. And then I think they should have one more blaster in like the $60 to $70 mark that is pretty compelling. Like, I don't know, the Infinus is one of the examples that I like to use. Regulator. And as Valor says, Hyper needs magazines. And I think the reason why we don't see Hyper magazines quite yet is because I don't think the rounds are conducive to being in magazines. What would you do if Vortex was revived? I don't think Vortex will be revived. I think Rival's pretty much like Vortex. I missed Luchasaur's comment. I read it. He said he's been playing for like an hour. He should play more. Are you busy next weekend, buddy? Improved Ultra wouldn't satisfy me personally. The ammo would still cost too much. Yeah, but see, the difference with like when you say ammo costs too much, the issue that you're not like paying attention to is the fact that like Ultra ammo is a hell of a lot more durable than an Elite dart. That's something that's vastly overlooked. I don't care if I have to buy the ammo if it lasts. Like, oh, short darts, you can get, what, 150 for 10 bucks or something like that? Or is it 100 for 10 bucks? I don't quite know. They basically last like 1 or 2 shots and then they're done. I would like to have you over next weekend, if you don't mind. Please keep me in the loop. People were whining at the start about material strength. Those people are... The glue was a problem on the heads, but I think that's been fixed with the Ultra Pinpoint darts. I still can't believe we have not gotten a double-barreled Sledgefire trilogy. I'm actually astounded that we have not gotten a double-barreled Sledgefire trilogy. I'm blown away by that fact. How many major Nerf content creators could you defeat in an all-out Nerf war? Let's be frank. I am not exactly the pinnacle of fitness. I'm also a larger target and a slower target at that. So I'm at an inherent disadvantage in every single Nerf war I go to. I am not much of a player, although I do play. I am more of a creator. That's kind of more my thing. Did you see someone made a printable Sledgefire called the Super Sledge? That was Silly Butts, if I'm not mistaken, right? Walcom, your personality reminds me of Gibraltar from Apex in all the best ways. I am nowhere near as wholesome as Gibraltar. Wagon!
Happy New Year, Walcom. Hoping to get into a Gecko and a Phoenix 2.0 with a DAGOU board sometime this year for my first foray into angled talon geometry. After having a foam Knight C for a month, it does leave some things to be desired.
I don't even remember what the foam Knight things are most of the time. Oh, right, I was looking at Guilty Longinus. Which one is the XE? Okay, that's his, like, zinc kind of pistol. Yeah, I don't have any experience with any of them. So I don't quite know. But, the Gecko is good. I liked my Fire Rat. And the Phoenix 2.0, I should have one coming in, I believe, Tuesday. Oh my god, I'd like look away from my phone for a second and there's 30,000 frickin' messages. Let me see. Might have been delayed. And I believe this one's going to the P.O. box. I can't like see... I can't see any other information on it. It says it still says Tuesday. What is not? Oh, the Foam Knight XE. Do you see the new Mag Cyclone holding 72 rounds? I didn't see that. No. Have you considered checking out the Zing 2.0? Yes, but I don't want to build one. I heard they're very painful to build. But I also don't want to, like, I don't know. Like, do I need another freaking pistol? I'm getting too many of them. there's just way too many of them now. Not a bad thing. I still haven't held a scamp. That content creator was going to send me a scamp and they're like big boy blaster. They never sent me either of them. I know they were having issues, so I'm not going to press them. If they want to send it to me, I'm still open to do a video. You got you. I'm still waiting for things. You have things that you're already working on. Those are things I'm working for. Let me know what those are like. You know, you do you, man. But yeah, there are things. Yeah, see, I want to say too many shotguns. Hey, that Mega XL Sniper, did you crony it? I don't remember, did we? I don't remember if we did crony it or not. I think we did. A-Bot, anything is worth doing if you're passionate about it. Lever action, shell ejecting shotgun, dart pistol. That does exist. There is a Chinese version of exactly what you're talking about. We did not, but I corroded my Centurion, and it hits like 120 to 135 FPS with Mega XL. You think there's a way to get a Buzzbee double shot up to 80 plus FPS without using drawstring mods? I think you could manage that. You would have to, like, I don't know if you could still have the break act. It's going to break eventually, like even stock. I think you could if you brass the shells and use shortcuts.
Hey Walcom, I love your videos, keep it up. And could say my channel name, please.
Well, of course I have to say your channel name, Caden the Foam Flinger. You did a super chat. I'd be horrible not to. And thank you very much for the 5 ducats. Yeah, thank you for quantifying that, qualifying that I'm actually not a furry. Yeah, as long as it doesn't hurt people. That's a very important, like, stipulation. Is there any Nerf gun that uses some machine to airsoft internals? No, because airsoft is trying to drive a tiny little BB as opposed to a massive foam dart. So airsoft and Nerf aren't really compatible. Which is better, the Stockade or the Barricade? The Stockade has better wheels. The Barricade has better motors. The better blaster would be Stockade wheels with Barricade cage and motors. Or maybe it's Stockade cage and wheels with Barricade motors. I think that's the optimal setup. Barricade motors are basically like Rhino motors, MTB Rhinos. They are notoriously stronger than standard Nerf motors that you get like a rapid like a rapid strike or a what do you call it? Strife. Holy crap, I forgot about the most basic blaster. Do you think Rival Pathfinder will have leaf springs? Probably. Has there ever been like a fully CNC'd aluminum steel Nerf gun? I believe there was a long shot derivative that was like that. I mean, honestly, the what is it called? The Saber M20 is close. I still want to do the video on my Saber M20, but I don't know where the hell my other springs went. I might just do the video to get it out of the way. Do not ban me. I dislike the Strife. I didn't like the Strife for a long time either. In fact, the stock Strife you'd never see me use. I like the Strife for how many things you can do with them. Actually, I never turned on my streamer board lights. I can't. That explains it. Pocket Javelin is close. That too. Could you transplant Barricade motors into a Strife? Yes, but I don't think it's necessarily worth doing. Walcom, has Modern Rogue contacted you about any other foam flinging collabs? There is a tentative idea to do more Modern Rogue collabs when I go down to Texas in April for Jared's Epic Blaster Battle 7. Oh my god, SFA. Is it gonna say the thing? There it is.
Screw it. May as well make it the ton. Consider this payment for all the content I have enjoyed over the years for free. Happy New Year and a prosperous one at that. I don't catch your streams too often being in the UK. It's 3:34 here. What face?
I would love to probably stream more often, SFA. And again, thank you so much for your support tonight. You've been way too financially irresponsible, but I thank you enough for it. I do know that it's all going to be blown on Beyblades. I want to stream more often, but YouTube like punishes you for streaming. Every single time I live stream on YouTube, I lose subs, and I lose like a lot of subs. That's just like people don't subscribe to watch live streams. Like you basically have to have one channel for shorts, one channel for live streams, one channel for, you know, actual content. It sucks, and I don't bother with it. I do the one stream a week. I'd like to do more on like Twitch, but obviously people don't subscribe to me on Twitch. People don't follow me for Nerf related content, as for better or worse, like that's just my life. I don't know how to take that. It's like a lot of people are like, oh, I got 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, but I can't get more than like 10 viewers on Twitch. It's like most of the time, it's like I feel like it's because like for me, it's like people are here because of the Nerf, and I'm an added bonus, but I'm not good enough to hold it up on my own. So that's how that goes. I'd love to do more streams. I wish YouTube didn't penalize you for it. So that way I could do a variety of things. My time is also somewhat limited, but there's so many times with like Lucha's over here. I'd love to just like fire up webcam while I was just sitting around and talking, and we don't have to. The other issue is that obviously when Lucha's around, our language gets a little not safe for work at all. But yeah, we need to do an uncut Lucha experience at some point because he's hilarious. Can we see your cat? I am in the studio. The cats are in the house. So no, you can't. Hey, Lizard King. Walcom, I cannot speak for the other 76 viewers, but I'd love to watch you paint I'd watch you paint a barn. Honestly, I'd love to watch me paint a barn too, because I wouldn't even know where to begin. Hey, Buff Daddy! Nice to see ya. I may have more questions for you in the near future. Because I'm still on the docket for going. I applied. I still have to finish my application actually. How long do you think it like would take? Like, do I have to worry about them not approving my application in time? Like, do I have like a week or two, or am I already too late to go to what do you call it? Toy Fair. Yeah, see, I have a Twitch channel, but like I get like 4 people watching me, and it hurts. It takes a week or two. Okay. So the issues I had with trying to apply, they want a business card. I do not have a business card. I'm going to make a business card. And the other thing is I need to find my freaking stupid vaccine card. I know I saw it down in the house. It was on my old desk, but I don't know what happened to it after that. I'm sure it's in the same place where my Lepus is, because I don't know where my Lepus is either. But I'm gonna try to make it to Toy Fair, because I did all those ads, and even if the ads don't pay me in time, I can just take out another PayPal business loan. Ain't that the truth, Tailgate? And 2 of the 4 are Homely. I love you so much, Homely. See, this is the thing. It's like, you know, my dad passed away when I was younger. So, like, when I became an adult, it was harder for me to, like, do stuff dad-wise. So I'm so glad to have, like, McDoyle and Homely and, you know, people I could ask dad questions to. I feel like... Why do I feel like that's bent? I really feel like that's bent. I might have finally broken my chair. Here, Walcom tearing a Reddit mods makes me happy. Discord actually sucked when I was in it. Their Discord is, I believe, not fully officiated with their actual Reddit. But the Nerf Discord has literally attacked my Discord for unprovoked for literally no reason. Which means I have a very low opinion of that Discord. They were mad that we had the vanity URL Nerf. And they wanted it, but of course we're not just like, why would I just give that to you? That makes no sense. I've been using it for years. They took exception to that. So they literally like raided the channel. They did a whole bunch. They talked a bunch of crap about me. I didn't even know who this person was. It was incredibly childish, and I've never gotten an apology for it. See, here's the thing, guys, this is a teachable moment. If Homely, one of the nicest mother suckers you will ever meet in your entire life, would literally give you the shirt off his back, says that something is a shithole, you know it to be true. Would you consider the Lepus a good HVZ blaster? I think the Lepus fires too fast. Like, you can get a slower rate of fire, but I don't think the Lepus is all that reliable either. It's a one and done kind of blaster. Hey, what blaster brands are sold under the Adventure Force line? Is it more than just Dart Zone? Yes, it is Primetime Toys, also Dart Zone, Busby, and Zuru. All three of them. There's the too fast. Like 50 FPS or 50 darts per second is almost too fast, yeah. Because you basically just wind up hitting one person 50 times. Honestly, like 7 or 8 darts per second is pushing it. In HVZ, like, you could literally have like 2 darts a second and probably be really well off. Because HVZ is all about conserving ammo rather than wasting it. What about the worker? What about a worker? I mean, I did a few. It was even in my favorite blasters of the year. Like, what more do I have to say about the Worker Swift? Oh, my MCN reached out to me. They're like, hey, Flex whatever tape or whatever is like reaching out for content creators. They're not expecting any, they don't want any product like displays or anything. They literally just want to send out swag. Are you interested? I'm like, yeah, I glued my wife's entire front end of her car back together with Flex shot. Like, right now, I'm pretty impressed with Flex stuff. So they sent me like a bag, or a goodie bag, that had a gift box, which included Flex shot, Flex tape, Flex seal, all that stuff. I gave that to Flux. Then it came with a thing of Flex, a roll of Flex tape, a thing of Flex seal, and another can of Flex shot. It also came with stickers of like literally Phil Swift's face. That's a lot of damage, like all the memes that JonTron made popular. And it also came with like I want to say it's like a fan of like Phil Swift's head. So it's like a cardboard cutout of his head on a stick. And I'm sitting here looking at him like, I have to buy another Worker Swift. We got to cover it in Flex Seal stuff. Now that I've said it, somebody's going to beat me to it, but I don't know if they'll have the same stickers and stuff that I have. I'm actually like really impressed with how good like Flex tape and Flex shot are. I've never used Flex Seal. Has anybody used like Flex Seal for like a rubber grip on a blaster? I swear Lucha did at one point. I don't remember if he said that was good or bad. Yeah, Flex tape is like next level. It really is like an insane material. I did. It never fully cured. Truck bed liner is better. I wonder if that's an issue with yours. Like, maybe we should try it again. That Flex Seal is very terrible. Okay, fair enough. For HVZ, the Perseus is like a deal. See, the thing I don't like about hopper blasters for HVZ is that it's gonna screw you. It might not happen this year, might not happen in the first 10 minutes, but you're gonna get screwed by the hopper. Always have, like, if I were to run like a Perseus for HVZ, I would have like a mounted blaster somewhere else on me that had like an 18 round mag or something that I know is like a magazine and will fire. It's like the, like I wouldn't use, I think I explained it, my gauntlet, my command fire gauntlet, I would never use that as a primary in HVZ, but it's a great secondary. Because I can use that to save ammo for my primary, because if that jams, who cares, I still have my primary, you know what I mean? my god, we should rebuild the Pump SG that I broke in half with Flex products. Walk on, what state are you in? Pretty euphoric state. No, I'm joking. I'm in Washington. Who makes the best mod kit for the Nexus or the Conquest? Nexus has a mod kit from Worker. I don't know how good it is, but they do have a mod kit for the Worker. The Conquest does not have a mod kit yet, as far as I know. However, the parts from JRC Designs that I talked about in my video, my favorite things of 2021, are really good. One mod I was considering is a top mag fed, but with a flywheeler instead of a springer, good for scavenging at high speeds. Yeah, that's something where the hell is that? Remember the P90? Like, is that still a thing? Because apparently that's a 6-shot internal mag flywheeler. If I saw this strafe, like, we could do it. Like, we really should just do a Mimi flex, like, just take a day of like us three, like Flux, you and I, where we just grab blasters. Cause we have, how many blasters do we have here in the studio that's like just destroyed? Like just horrible. We should try to put them back together with the power of Flex products. Welcome. Have you considered checking out the Shellington Winchester? I'm supposed to have one coming sometime. I hope soon. Valor's building it for me. To show you the power of Flex tape, I fixed the Warden. You ever end up using that holster mag pouch I made for you? Is that the pink one? It's still on my gear. If that was you, it's the pink one. It's on my gear. It's a dump pouch, essentially. Like, it's not much of a holster, but it's an excellent dump pouch. Hey, Walcom, what do you think is the best Nerf blaster overall? I don't know. Like, not counting Dart Zone, Worker, etc. The Retaliator. I have a whiteout long strike that literally tore itself in half. Flex shot time. That flex shot stuff works really good. Legitimately. It's got a really strong odor, by the way. Make sure you're outside. Holy crap. Is there a dual stage flywheel kit for the Strife? Yes, it's called a dual Strife, dual fish. There is one. I want to start modding. Are there any mods you recommend? Start with like a single shot Springer, like a Night Finder or something. Talk to my wife. I'm sure she's zoned out playing Final Fantasy. Luchathor and Walcom Dollar Sword Wrath around down 2. Yeah, that's also on the books. We've talked about that a couple of times over the last 2 years. I'd use a Phoenix or Turbine because Flywheel Master Race. I love the Turbine. Phoenix, not so much. Turbine, mwah. That is like, if you want something that like Walcom thinks is like ergonomically like nearly perfect, it's the Turbine. What is the hardest hitting Mega Blaster you've played with that's not air powered? I mean, like literally, we fired Mega Darts out of like everything. All right, man. Thanks for popping in. I really appreciate it. I hope you're staying safe. It's been hell on earth here. We literally living on the frozen planet of Hoth, but now it's like, I guess tonight it's going to rain and it's warmer today. So the dual strike is insane. The dual strike is insane. That is entirely an insane blaster. The dual strike, if you can still get it, I think it is still on like Walmart. I think. It's still on Walmart? Oh, the dual okay, I was thinking of the one that's like, that comes in a part, it has two of them. The dual strike is insane. That thing is amazing. Very easy to make that thing hit like 200 something FPS. The one that I'm talking, what's the one that like split? It's the split strike, isn't it? I literally just said it. It's Nerf. It's not that hard to remember. Yep, I think you can still buy these. Yeah, you can still buy these. They are also very good workhorses. I can't believe a blaster this old is still on shelves. That doesn't happen very often. Oh, they have like Rose and price on like Walmart.com and stuff, but on eBay they're still like not very expensive. Which foam blaster company do you think is best? Well, right now it's definitely Dart Zone. Do you think blasters with a mech in them, like the Adventure Force Trigger Fire, are going to go anywhere interesting in the future? I think the Trigger Fire could have been better if the ergonomics were better. The main problem with the Trigger Fire was the ergonomics. It wasn't necessarily the idea of the Trigger Fire. I was really excited for it. The problem was that the ergonomics were awful. And that's a really common problem with Busby. What do you call it? The nail biter. That thing works fine. You would think that the Trigger Fire would be just as good, but no, it's like that thing's like impossible to use one-handed. Like, it just hurts, man. Oh, as a primary, no. Like, if you're gonna have something like the Trigger Fire, it's basically the only like thing is like it's a dual wieldable. That's kind of like the main purpose of those. I'm gonna go for a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna call it a night. We'll go for like another 6 minutes. I really appreciate you guys coming out and supporting me. I know it's been a while. I'm excited for you to get it too, Colin. Where can I win one of those fancy digital targets like you got? They literally increased the price by $150. I want 2 more of them. I'm really tempted to buy, because I have this like PayPal, like they keep calling me. They're like, hey, you took one PayPal loan, you want to take another? I'm sitting here like, God, it would be so awesome to just take that PayPal loan again and buy like 2 or 3 more of those targets because I use them so much. Then I'd have to spend another $300 on capture cards to get them all recording. But no, I think they're awesome. But yeah, they literally increased the price. Try living in the Spokane area right now. Are you near Solanese, random crap? Are you in Spokane? Because Solanese is in Spokane, I think. What do you think of the Foam of Nature? It's a very cute toy. It's definitely not like a super competitive blaster, and I believe I said that in my video. Does have its own uses, but it's definitely like it's a toy. Never done any major modding, but do you think it'd be possible to make a MagFed AccuStrike Alpha Hawk? No. You might be able to do it if you made a manual breach for it, but that thing uses a strong arm as thing. So the plunger tube, when you open up the cylinder and you see where the cylinder, the air connects to the cylinder, that's the front of your plunger tube. So you would have to have a way to have a seal around the dart that seals against that plunger tube. And that's the problem. It also moves. So that's another problem. It's like it's not worth your time. And honestly, like you said it, you're better off just buying a Raptor Strike. You know, Valor, I have a theory. It's my fault. I don't think it's necessarily Adrian's. I think I loved Adrian's designs. And that's why it happened. Man, we got a lot of Spokane boys in here. I hope you guys are staying warm. I know that place sucked. I was there for like a whole 2 semesters of college. Fall, so I was there in the winter, and I was there for the summer. I was there for until winter, and it was horrible. I think that was what, 2011? No, it had to be 2009. 2000, yeah. 2009. Damn. It's been a while. Adrian is super talented. One of the most talented people we have in the hobby. I hide in Spokane. No one knows me. I've been meaning to go back to Spokane one of these days. I'll let you guys know if that ever happens. When do you think Nerf will make a Mega Sludge Fire? I don't think they will. I don't think they will. We hope they will because of the stuff we have coming out with that, the Destiny Gallarhorn, but as for them actually making another blaster that uses those, I wonder. Do you think the limited pulse rifle will be great? I think it will be expected. I think it will be pretty much what you would expect. It's a turbine with an ammo counter with lights and sounds. And an underslung, 50 FPS Mega Dart shooter. Gallarhorn legitimately looks promising. If the Gallarhorn blaster is good, I'm sitting here hoping that they realize when we like stuff and they just go, okay, that's what we have to do for Nerf Limited. Because every Nerf Limited, the Needler just doesn't look good, man. It really doesn't. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, it's still just a speed swarm with lights and sounds. And we already know those lights and sounds are probably going to suck butt. So you're talking about a $30 blaster that they're selling for $100 that looks like the Needler. And honestly, that doesn't make me feel like the Needler. You know what I mean? Yes, Nerf darts, needles, I get it. But I would rather them have made a hopper-fed Rival or Hyper blaster that shot, pink rounds. Again, I know it's oh, but they're Needlers, Walcom. They shoot needles. I know, but when has that ever stopped Hasbro? You know what I mean? They could have done literally anything else. And I know it would go against the lore of the needles, but at the end of the day, it's a thing that shoots a thing. And I would rather them have been because what's the Needler's capacity in game? It's not 10 rounds. It's fully automatic. Is there ever been a semi-auto Needler? That would be kind of cool, actually. Be able to go thunk, 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 and then have the target explode on the 4th shot or something. That'd be kind of cool. I know they had needle rifles, but I think that was a Covenant only thing. That was never actually a drop that the Master Chief could pick up. Gunner, it probably is one. What was your first Nerf gun? I actually covered that blaster in my tag back movie. It's 32. I'm not really sure where the Needler fits into the meta of Halo. I stopped playing Halo Infinite. It always seems like you trade kills with the Needler. Honestly, that's how it's going to be because it's it has a soft locking feature. It kind of homes in on the target, but it always felt like a weapon that was never super competitive. I think it was either Halo 2 or Halo 3's was super good. One of them, just destroyed. That was when the Needler was... Yeah. Needle rifle and Halo Reach was definitely a thing. See, I never played Halo Reach, so... I remember playing it once at a friend's house, in college. But, yeah, I was never really big on Halo Reach. I stopped playing after Halo 3. Never got ODST, so... Because they removed dual wielding, and I think that was okay, well, I'm not playing because I really like dual wielding. But then again, they killed dual wielding in Halo 2 with that stupid patch I hated that became the blueprint for all Halo. Look, guys, I know why you guys, you love Halo and everything. Halo, if you can find Halo 2, the original, and played it without the patch, and you can see how much fun that was. I don't think dual wielding was overpowered. I understand that they wanted to fix the game from, they basically every multiplayer match started you off with a single SMG, So you're always going to run for like whatever was the next thing and use that. And you're always going to be dual wielding. But dual wielding in Halo 2 never felt overpowered. Ever. It never felt like it was so good that nothing else could compete. And yet they nerfed the crap out of it. And then basically it's like they made melee do more damage. They made grenades do more damage. And then Halo 3, they kept that whole thing. I'm pretty sure there was dual wielding in Halo 3. And then Reach came along and it's like it didn't have dual wielding. I was like, I'm done. I'm bored. But I know, like, I think Halo 2 Needler was dual wieldable. Halo 3 Needler wasn't, if I remember correctly. Sword sniping was the best thing ever. That was so much fun. Getting that rhythm down between hitting Y and double tapping the trigger. God, that felt good. Like, dual wielding the little tiny pistols in Halo 2 was so much fun. Like, they weren't even that good. They were just fun. Dual wielding the SMGs because they had like 30 or 40 round mags and it would take like an entire mag to drop a dude. It was fun. It didn't mean people didn't just grab a battle rifle and shoot you 3 times in the head and drop you. That was still a thing. I don't know why. I seriously don't know why Halo did that. I would like to know the reason. Because now all Halo is shooty punch. And I hate shooty punch. It's so boring. I hate Halo so much now. Like, it's the same thing, like, I hate knifing in Call of Duty. I hate it. It's not fun. Like, thankfully, like, the recent Call of Duties, at least, like, you know, later Call of Duties anyway, I don't know how they are now. They made knifing no longer a one-hit kill unless you have, like, a specific weapon. Like, if you're using, like a USP with a tack knife, then that's a one-hit kill. But your normal, like, dude knifing is no longer a one-hit kill. Maybe they changed it back, I don't know, but it's dumb. Because, like, every single time you get anywhere near someone, the course of action is... Same thing in Halo. It's... And one person goes down. Whoever got one more shot off, or got one more headshot, or both of you go down, because that happens all the damn time, it's dumb. I don't know why people like it. Every single fight in Halo is blatantly running towards each other and hitting each other. It's dumb. You can't even walk backwards. If you try to fight like this, that's what happens. It's dumb. It's so dumb. Why do you guys like it? I don't know. It's fine. You know what I do? I just don't play the game. If you guys like that, that's fine. I'm going to criticize it for it and I'm not going to play the video game. I hate it. I'm not like, oh, I'm so mad I died to a sword or a gravity hammer. That's in the game. But, like, if you're going to have melee, it should be like a last-ditch thing. If melee, getting meleeed from behind is a one-hit kill, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm tired of guys running towards me with assault rifles and then flying across the screen and hitting me. And then if I do it, it's like, it's random. Half the time I fly towards a target. Half the time I fly towards a target, but something weird or awkward happens and I shoot past them, or I don't move at all. And I'm like, and I'm like not flying towards them, like standing right in front of them, like, bruh, can I please hit you? And they're like, no. And then they melee me and I die. It's so inconsistent and it's a dumb mechanic to begin with. Halo's shooty punch. It's not fun. Like, I like melee in shooting games, but I like to be able to, like, you know, switch to a sword or something and like go in and get a couple of hits and then jump away and finish them off with a rifle or something. I want to actually be able to play instead of like, oh, every single fight is some guy running towards me with a rifle and then they punch me. Hate it. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Again, if you like it, that's fine. I just like, that's my pet peeve. That's why I don't like it. I was kind of on board with Halo Infinite until like every single death was shooty punch. They also spawn you with 2 grenades every single time. So it's like every fight is also like, thick. That's every fight in Halo. That is 90% of your gameplay is assault rifle, grenade, shooting, punch. Then you get their grenades and you do the same thing over and over again. It's like, man, I hate it. What got me into Nerf? Believe it or not, it was I was playing a game called Blacklight Retribution, And I was like sitting there like, God, I'd like to be able to do like what Blacklight does with like having all the different stocks and grips and stuff on the weapons that changes. Like I want to build like my own custom thing. And then I saw like Nerf modding, and I was already like passively into Nerf. So that got me really into Nerf. Hey, Joshua. Hey, Starfighter. I think we're done. I think we're done. We're done. It's okay, Ed. I think we're done right now. We've been going on for 3 hours. A little bit over. It's getting kind of cold in here. I want to go relax. I want to have dinner with the wife. It should be there. I want to say it's going to ship within the next week or two. Monday. They had a little bit of a delay because of flooding and getting the right stuff to the right warehouses. Have you seen Monkey Mod's new AEG? The Challenger. I don't think that's Monkey Mods. That's they're selling it though. Maybe they are. Maybe it is their design. I don't know. Anyway, Psych has a video on that I've been meaning to watch. I will hopefully get one in the future. Good news, there's a team trying to resurrect Blacklight Retribution, Blacklight Revive Walls. I have heard about that. Although I don't expect that to go anywhere. I would expect frickin' Hardsuit Industries or Hardsuit Labs or whatever their frickin' name is to get off their butt and make a game. Like, what was the last thing they put out? Like, I know they were working on Vampire the Masquerade 2, and then they got that pulled from them. So what are they even doing? Like, why are they not porting Blacklight Retribution to, like, Unreal Engine 5, adding some new stuff, changing some things to make it more free-to-play friendly, and relaunching the game? It's like, there's not like there's a million good free-to-play shooters out there. Blacklight could be one of them. Anyway, I'm done. I'm going to leave you with the rest of the song. I'm going to peace out. Everybody, I hope you have a fantastic 2022. Crush your goals. This is the year. This is our year. We're all going to do great. Everybody, all 83 of you in the chat right now, we're going to crush it. We're going to obliterate 2022. It's going to be awesome. Believe it. I'm Wallcommon7. Thank you very much for joining me in this live stream. We typically do these live streams every Saturday night starting at 5. I've missed a couple of them. I'm definitely going to try to be here next week. Hopefully Lucha will be with me and we can do a live tier list, and then we can film the tier list and I can put that video out. I know it's not in, it's 2021 tier list in 2022. That's fine. We can always still look at the past. The past doesn't go anywhere. It's past. It's always there. It's not going to change. Should be fun. And other than that, I hope to see you in an entirely different live stream. Thank you very much for your support. 2021 was hard. I'm really looking forward to 2022 though. I got a lot of fun stuff I want to do, and hopefully this is like my first year I get to go to like Toy Fair and stuff like that. I'm gonna be pushing pretty early to crush these dreams of mine. I'm excited. I'm hopeful and I'm excited, and I hope you are too. Take care, everyone. Thank you again.